From Fitton Field on the campus of Holy Cross College, Charter Communications and WCTR TV3 proudly present live coverage of NCAA football. Today, the Harvard Crimson bust down the Mass Pike from Cambridge to renew their rivalry with the Holy Cross Crusaders. Hello, everyone, and welcome down to the field. I'm Kevin Shea, joined alongside by Andy Lacombe. And Andy, this is the first home game of the year for Holy Cross, but their second game of the season. This is the opener for Harvard. Depending on who you talk to, the advantage goes either to Holy Cross or to Harvard.
Well, if you talk to Harvard head coach Murphy, he's going to tell you that the advantage is squarely in the corner of Holy Cross. They played a game, they played a nationally ranked opponent, they fared well against that nationally ranked opponent, UMass, even in a loss. So they'll tell you, Harvard will, that Holy Cross has the edge. Holy Cross will say, hey, listen, Harvard's fresh, they're coming out, but you know what? We were dinged up a little bit, had a nice bye week. It'll be a challenge either way. So it depends who you talk to, but clearly the Harvard side is pointing this one to Holy Cross edge.
Well, Harvard lost the most prolific runner in Ivy League history with the graduation of Clifton Dawson. So now the bulk of that offense will fall on the shoulders of quarterback Liam O'Hagan. 2 years ago, he led the Ivy League in total offense. He is a guy that can let it up with his arm and is also very dangerous with his feet.
Yeah, he can move around, and you might see him move around a little bit to kind of get that running game going. He's a high percentage passer. He's over 58% for his career in terms of passing completion percentage. O'Hagan's got a couple of big receivers, 6'4" and 6'5", and Corey Mazza and Mike Luff to throw to in his receiving core. He's got experienced receivers. They'll look to light it up in the air, I think, today.
On the other side of the ball, you look at Holy Cross quarterback Dominic Randolph. Last year, he led the Patriot League in touchdown passes as well as passing yards. He had a pretty good day against UMass, getting his feet wet under him against one of the top defenses in the nation.
Yeah, he throws for a record amount of passes against that UMass team. Dom Randolph can do just about everything. He is poised under pressure. He will be pressured today. At least that's the plan from the Harvard sideline. Randolph will throw the ball. He's got some guys that are out there, talented guys. He will scramble as well. I think as Dom Randolph goes, so will the Holy Cross offense.
And one guy that'll be keeping a keen eye on Dom Randolph on the other side of the ball for Harvard is Brad Bagdis, a homecoming for the captain, and he will certainly look to get into the Holy Cross backfield and disrupt things.
Bagdis, one of the leaders on this team last year in sacks, a team in Harvard that led the nation in sacks. Bagdis had 7. He is the captain. He leads by example, and his coach says the impressive thing about Brad Bagdis as a captain is he challenges his teammates. He gets out there. He's not afraid to get in his teammates' faces, get them going a little bit more with a little more aggression, a little more intensity. He's almost like an added coach on the field.
And when you look at Holy Cross defensively, Casey Goff, a preseason All-American, back for a 5th year after a medical redshirt. He is without question the leader of that defense, and he is a player that can change the tune of a game very quickly.
Absolutely, and his injury in the UMass game very early hurt the Holy Cross defense a little bit against that vaunted UMass offense. He's back, he's healthy, he's practicing. Casey Goff is another leader on the field, another coach type on the field. He will be tested. He'll be all over the football field. They'll put him up against the run and the pass, but he will be tested, especially in the air today against this Harvard offense.
All right, it is Holy Cross and Harvard. We're back with the opening kickoff right after this.
Given any thought to your air conditioner lately? Now would be a good time to call the professionals at Superior Oil to handle anything from small repairs to complete installations. You know Superior Oil is the name you can count on when it comes to oil delivery. But did you also know we deliver the best in heating and air conditioning, installation, and service? Our technicians are the best in the business. And with our fleet of service vans, you know you can count on us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, no matter what the weather. Anyone can sell you oil, but will they be there when you really need them? Dependable service. That's Superior Oil.
What exemplifies the Sullivan Group?
Continuity and stability, John. We're an independent agency in business for 50 years.
A highly aligned business model.
All of our producers have ownership in the business. That's why we have such a long-term professional staff.
Sullivan Group has been serving the insurance and risk management needs of New England businesses and proudly representing travelers since we opened for business in 1957. Sullivan Group, partners in progress for 50 years. Team up with us today.
What's my telegram? It's my morning cup of coffee and paper. You know what I mean? One medium light and the headlines to go. It's my telegram.
No one does local news, sports, and events like the Telegram and Gazette.
It's my telegram. All you need, all the time.
For home delivery, call 1-800-922-8200. Ask about our special offer for new subscribers.
It's about heart tonight. Who runs it the best? Who's going to smack who in the mouth? Who's going to... Biennial football. What's the definition of biennial football? We don't know. We're not playing, don't we?
The Barnyard meets the double win. North Middlesex battles Holy Name. It's the Central Mass Game of the Week on Channel 3.
Welcome back, everyone. That's Gordy Lockbaum there on the far right next to Dom Randolph. They are honoring the 1987 team. Of course, Gordy Lockbaum, two-time finalist for the Heisman Trophy. And the third member of our broadcast team today is Breanne Mallahan down at field level. Breanne?
Guys, it's homecoming today for Holy Cross, but it's also a homecoming of sorts for Harvard senior captain Brad Bagnes. Now, Bagnes will kick off his senior season right here in Worcester, just a few miles away from where he grew up in Paxton, Massachusetts, and there are about 50 family and friends expected here in the stands today to cheer on Bagnes. We'll have more on that later in the broadcast. As for the game, there's a lot on the line for Holy Cross here today. They haven't defeated Harvard at home since 1992. Harvard has won 5 straight, which means the seniors on this Holy Cross squad have never defeated the Crimson. They're also coming off a loss 2 weeks ago, and it's the home opener. So you can bet Holy Cross head coach Tom Gilmore will have his guys ready today. Now, as for the injury front, Holy Cross senior cornerback Casey Goff went down with an ankle injury 2 weeks ago at UMass. I'm told he is expected to be 100% today. He does have that ankle taped, but expect Goff to be in top form. Guys, back to you.
All right, Breanne, thank you very much. There's Tom Gilmore in his 4th season as the head coach of the Holy Cross Crusaders, and he has a long history with Harvard dating back to 1982 when he was a player at Penn. He was named the Ivy League's Player of the Year in 1985. Tim Murphy, the head coach of Harvard in his 14th season at the helm of the Crimson, and he was the head coach at Cincinnati and Maine before coming over to Harvard.
Yeah, you know, Breanne touched on it, but Coach Gilmore told us earlier this week that there is a lot at stake in this game. Yeah, it's homecoming. It's the home opener. The seniors haven't beaten Harvard in their careers. This is a long rivalry. It's a Massachusetts rivalry. And quite frankly, these two teams aren't necessarily the best of friends. And
no.
This is a game, even recruiting-wise, where, you know, it's tough to recruit against an Ivy League team if you're Holy Cross, because Harvard, just the name carries a lot of weight. But recruiting-wise, when you go out and you play well against the Harvard team, it helps out Holy Cross down the road. So a lot at stake here for Coach Gilmore and the Holy Cross Crusaders.
Well, for Harvard, Matt Simpson, one of the backup quarterbacks, is back deep with Ben Jenkins, one of the running backs, and we may see Jenkins in the backfield today. We may see a host of running backs in the backfield today for Harvard. Matt Partain kicks it off for Holy Cross. He was very effective against UMass. It goes through the hands of Ben Jenkins and out of bounds down at the 6-yard line. So an excellent start of the game for Holy Cross. Harvard will start deep in their own territory.
Now Liam O'Hagan, there he is, this senior. Of course, he was a full-time starter as a sophomore, came on in that season and threw for over 2,000 yards. Last year coming on late after serving a suspension for the Crimson. O'Hagan, again, a high percentage guy, and he's got some big targets out there. Harvard will look to mix it up, though. They'll look to be a more balanced offense than they have in the past. They were run heavy when they had a guy like Clifton Dawson.
Cheng Ho, the sophomore, is in the backfield. The fullback is Noah Van Neel. O'Hagan under center. He did rush for 200 yards last year. O'Hagan to pass on first down, now pressured, fires over the middle to Corey Mazza, and he is met and stuck by Evan Bird at the 10-yard line.
Offensively for the Crimson, up front, James Williams, Felipe Hedrick, David Payne, Zach Koppel, and Andrew Brecker are the offensive line, almost 300 pounds across the board there. Jason Miller, the tight end. Liam O'Hagan in the backfield, he's the quarterback with Cheng Ho, Noah Van Neel, Matt Luft, and Corey Mazza among the receivers you'll see here today. And among the running backs you'll see a few guys in with Cheng Ho as well.
Evan Bird, such an athletic linebacker. He affords Coach Gilmore and the defensive coordinators some room to do some things. And Bird again closed down that hole. And the running back had to shift it back. And waiting for him was Mark
Holy Cross defensively, Brian Walwyn, Don Matheny, Adam Sadowski up front, Evan Bird, Marcus Rodriguez, Ryan Stewart, Mark Kelleher in the linebacking core, Kyle Mishawe, Casey Goff, the cornerbacks Flanders and Green, an experienced defensive secondary.
Adam Sadowski on that tackle after Bird shut down the hole. So it'll be 3rd down and 2. O'Hagan to the air, down the sideline, and it is complete to Corey Mazza. Mazza out over the 30 to the 34-yard line. Well, at 6'4" and 210 pounds, Corey Mazza is a tough man to defend.
Oh, this is a great ball, though, by O'Hagan. Mazza gets behind the cornerback and just a little bit of space in before the safety comes over to help Obi Green. And it was a perfectly thrown ball. Mazza had to go out and get it, but a perfectly thrown ball through the coverage.
Yeah, he really had to put some zip on it, did O'Hagan, because Obi Green was coming over from his safety position. O'Hagan to throw. Now he's going to tuck it and run. And O'Hagan squirts out over the 40 to the 42-yard line. A good pickup on 1st down by the quarterback O'Hagan as he gets close to 8 yards on the carry.
Well, we touched on it in the open, the danger of O'Hagan being able to run as well. You know, get a look right up the center of the field, wide open. O'Hagan sees it. Good block downfield from the backfield of Harvard. And 2nd and 1, a lot of options for Harvard here.
O'Hagan will go from the shotgun. Inside handoff to Ho. And Ho bounces off a couple tackles and surges forward for a Harvard 1st down. And the Crimson right now able to mix the pass and the run. They are really using the pass to set up the run.
Chang Ho, really a tremendous story, just a sophomore. Comes in to the United States at the age of 12, doesn't speak a word of English. He's Chinese, doesn't speak a word of English, and now he's playing for the Harvard Crimson. And his coach says, yeah, he hasn't been tested, but physically very impressive. And you see how strong he is as he runs in the interior.
O'Hagan now will go from under center. It is Ho again, following the lead block of his fullback, and he bounces off a couple tackles, but Kyle Mishawi closing things down from his cornerback position, able to wrap up Ho for no gain.
Now, the Crusaders are flying to the football. They certainly got some good penetration on the outside there. Nice job, 33 coming in.
Someone was getting bear hugged in there.
Yeah, it looked like there may have been a hold. Nico Williams, though, coming on to make that stop for the Crusaders on the outside.
Well, the students continue now to pour into the field, and this stadium is filling up pretty quickly.
One of the better student crowds I've seen here in recent years.
Ho again up the middle on the draw. Someone loses their helmet. Gain of a couple on the play. There's Casey Goff, number 22. Holy Cross does a lot with him defensively. They will blitz him. They will use him at times almost like a rover back, like an extra outside linebacker.
A big 58. John Paris, one of the reserve offensive linemen. He's the guy who lost the helmet, but he made the big block on the interior to get a few yards for the Crimson.
3rd down and 6. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. O'Hagan with time over the middle. It is caught, and Ryan Stewart is there to make the stop short of the 1st down. Matt Lagasse, the 6'2 junior, with the grab.
Well, good time for O'Hagan to throw. He steps up in the pocket. He's got some time to get rid of this. There's always a danger. Stewart led this team in tackles Holy Cross against UMass, and he makes a sure-handed tackle to force a 4th down punching situation there.
Lagasse had 18 catches a year ago. This Harvard receiving core is so big, 6'4", 6'4", 6'5", and 6'2". Punt is away. It is a high-hanging kick. Hits inside the 10 and drops right there. And the Holy Cross offense will take over at their own 9-yard line.
35-yard punt. Pretty good punt. And the game of field position right now on the side of Harvard as they pin Holy Cross for their first possession. You see Dom Randolph, the 6'3 junior, entering the game. Again, a record performance. He threw 62 times against UMass. They will look to try to establish the run here against Harvard as well.
Randolph Started 8 games last year, played in 9, threw for 2,237 yards, 19 touchdowns, and only 6 interceptions. He did not throw a pick against UMass. He rushed for a touchdown and threw a touchdown as well. This time he pitches the ball on first down, and Terrence Gass gets it out to about the 20-yard line, very close to a Holy Cross first down.
Offensively for the Crusaders, Mason Olson, Aaron Jones, a big fella at left guard, Chris Smith, Chris Poole, and Dan Nolan up front. Dom Randolph, the quarterback, Terrence Gass in the backfield. Then a 4 wide receiver set with Harrison, Maher, Brock, and Brett McDermott. Crusaders said they had some success running against UMass, but they were forced to throw the ball based on the game situation. They got down early in that contest. They'll look to run more against Harvard if they can.
Randolph running the option. Gass cuts it back against the defense, and he's stacked up at about the 24-yard line. Glenn Doris, one of the linebackers, leading the charge for the Crimson.
Second time that Holy Cross has run right at Brad Bagdis there. Here's the defense for Harvard. Sonny McCracken, Matt Curtis, Chooks Obi, and Brad Bagdis up front with Matthew Thomas, Glenn Doris, Eric Schultz, the linebackers. Steve Williams, Andrew Berry's a preseason All-American, John Hopkins, and Doug Hewlett in the defensive backfield.
Andrew Berry, the only first-team preseason All-American in the Ivy League. He is a good one, and he's just a junior. Randolph to throw, underneath, and it is incomplete. It was intended for Thomas Harrison. And he had blanket coverage. Berry was coming over the top. Stephen Williams was underneath. That's a pretty well-thrown ball, though, by Randolph to keep it low, and you see why he does not throw a lot of interceptions.
Good protection by Randolph, and you know, Williams, another good one in that Harvard secondary, an all-Ivy candidate.
He led the team in interceptions a year ago, Williams, with 4 picks. So 3rd down and 6 for Holy Cross. Randolph calling signals, changing the play at the line of scrimmage. The Harvard defense shifting. Randolph with time, now pressure coming, fires over the middle. It is incomplete. Well defended on the play by Berry. He was looking for Ryan Maher, who led the Crusaders in catches 2 weeks ago at UMass with 11 for 85 yards.
Well, again, decent protection for Dom Randolph. He's got plenty of time to throw, but good coverage in the Harvard secondary. You know, that's one of the things Harvard wants to do defensively is try to keep Randolph off balance. He's been pretty well protected on the early season thus far by his big offensive line.
Mike Holloway will punt. Holy Cross had shifted. Holloway punted 2 weeks ago against UMass, but then they had Brett McDermott as their #1 punter. Good coverage by the Crusaders. Maher, who is an outstanding special teams player, all over that kick, and he swarmed Matt Simpson.
Yeah, Maher, 18. He's right in the center of your screen. Watch him. He'll move aside. He's untouched. Steps up and takes out Williams quickly.
And the rain picking up now. It had rained earlier, and then it had stopped for a while before game time, but the rain is back now, and with it also comes a bitter wind, and that wind is in the face of the Harvard offense right now. O'Hagan from the shotgun, flicks it out to the side, and what a hit by Kyle Mashawi. Oh, Mashawi read that play, and he came up and delivered a pop right into the breadbasket of Mike Cook.
This is full scouting right here. This is knowing the play that's coming at you. Mashawi comes up and sticks Cook as soon as the ball gets to him. No chance for Cook, who is dinged up on the play.
Mashawi is one of the fastest players on this Holy Cross squad, and the minute he saw O'Hagan open up his hips to the far side, he broke on the football and the receiver.
And when he's healthy, he's another big weapon. He was hurt a little bit against UMass as well.
O'Hagan underneath, and that's complete to about the 44-yard line. Alex Bro with his first reception of this season. He had 10 a year ago for 132 yards.
Crusaders getting out and defending the pass. The linebacker Marcus Rodriguez out there as well with Michael Wright. Getting out and cleaning up the play quickly. A 3rd and 5 situation for the Crimson.
Rodriguez is a first-year starter for Holy Cross, just a sophomore. He had 4 tackles against UMass, Rodriguez. Third down, Holy Cross coming on the blitz. O'Hagan gets away from one tackle, still on his feet. Has some room to run, and Flanders throws him down to the turf, but not before Liam O'Hagan has a Harvard first down as he gets inside Holy Cross territory, down to the 41.
15-yard pickup in what should have been probably a loss or a sack. O'Hagan eludes Rodriguez, who just can't get him around the ankle, and as soon as he breaks free, he runs through where the blitz came. And O'Hagan's got 15 yards and a first down for the Crimson.
Look at the vision of Liam O'Hagan and the poise as well, because there's a lot of purple jerseys all over him. But he keeps his head up. O'Hagan to throw. Out into the flat. He hits Noah Van Niel, the fullback. And a nice job in the open field by Mark Kelleher to drop the fullback after a pickup of about 6.
This is a well-designed play by the Crimson because Van Niel had all kinds of room, 10-yard space before Kelleher comes up. And Kelleher does a nice job, gets down, makes a sure-handed tackle to limit the gain.
Kelleher had 4 tackles and broke up a pass against UMass. Here's Ho following the block of his fullback, and he somehow squirts through. Didn't look like there was a crack of daylight, but somehow Ho found one and is able to move the chains. It's another Harvard first down.
Well, in the race to replace Clifton Dawson, the Crimson have Ho, a sophomore, another sophomore, a senior, and a freshman. Basically, that might be a committee, but Ho certainly winning that battle. And one of the things, again, this coach says, he's relentless and physical, and he shows that, continues to churn the legs to pick up that first down yardage.
At 5'9", he's tough for the linebackers to pick up as well. O'Hagan to throw over the middle, and it is tipped, and it is incomplete. It was intended for Matt Luft, and he hit him. Luft let it come into his body a little bit and bounced off his shoulder pads.
Casey Goff gets right in on the receiver, too, as this ball is delivered. Gets a hand right in under Luft and makes a nice play to break things up. Now the good cornerbacks close on the play at the right time, and Goff doing that there, closing on the ball and the receiver.
Good timing by Casey Goff. Play clock is down to 10 seconds. Ho on the sweep. Cuts it upfield, and again, he just finds room where there doesn't appear to be that much, and he gets it down to the 20-yard line. Pickup of 7 yards.
I tell you, the Crimson offensive line, all about right around the 300-pound mark. They really get out after this. Good block by the fullback Van Niel, but look at the offensive line downfield. Everybody moving, everybody pulling, it looks like. 3-4 guys there. The Crimson
Burke,
getting downfield.
Former Harvard center Matt Burke is a 4-time Pro Bowl selection playing with the Minnesota Vikings. One of 4 Crimson alumni in the NFL, and that is another Harvard first down. The Crimson will have it first and 10 from just inside the Holy Cross 15. You have Ryan Fitzpatrick and Clifton Dawson, both with the Cincinnati Bengals, and then Isaiah Kaczewski, former great linebacker for Harvard, is with the Oakland Raiders. So, you know, with regularity, Harvard has turned out some NFL players.
Now, the Ivy League, a great football league, and some great ball players coming out of those schools. The Ancient Eight.
Ho on first down. It's a straight power play. And that time, Holy Cross defending it very well. Rodriguez was there. Don Matheny, the 304-pound sophomore, spearheading the charge.
Yeah, Crusaders get good penetration up the middle. Matheny, 75, blowing things up in the center of the defense. Holding down the gains there after the Crimson had gone outside and then inside running the football.
That's just going power on power. You bring in Matheny, 304 pounds, and say, we'll see you and call you. O'Hagan on the quarterback draw, stretching forward, and is very close to a Harvard first down. Will come up a yard short. It'll be 3rd down and 1 from the Holy Cross 6. O'Hagan runs the ball much like Ryan Fitzpatrick did, though. Fitzpatrick is such a weapon as a runner.
It's a great call. Quarterback draw, a quick little fake off the shotgun, and then follow the big guys downfield. That time following James Williams, a big offensive lineman. Again, that Crimson offensive line, I think, is really quick and athletic on their feet.
Ho gets the carry, and he is dropped in the backfield. Casey Goff coming on the blitz. He dropped him for a loss of 2.
And a big play, and that's what we talked about Casey Goff. He's going to be all over the football field. He'll be in coverage. He makes a big play in pass coverage earlier in this drive, then steps up against the run and makes the stick. Goff is a guy who likes to hit, and now the field goal unit is coming on for Harvard. This is an interesting story because now a sophomore kicking for the Crimson, Patrick Long, and he was a guy who basically looks like they switched him this week. They have a senior in Matt Schneidel, who's a pretty good kicker, not on the field right now.
So it'll be Long attempting the field goal, and it is no good. It is no good, so the Holy Cross defense bends, but they do not break. And so that saga will play out today. Andy, you were at practice this week, and you saw Schneidel kicking. He didn't make that many, and all of a sudden, then they insert Long.
Problem with Schneidel in the practice I saw, he was pulling everything left. So they bring in Long in that last second, drill that a lot of the teams run your special teams unit on for a last second field goal with no timeouts left. Long comes out and makes it, and they get to end practice. They make the move to Long. Schneidel right now, Schindel is the third leading scorer in Harvard history as a kicker, and he doesn't get the start here today.
Randolph going to run the option. He pitches it. Mike Kielt plows straight ahead, and Mike Kielt ran a couple guys over as he gets out to the 28-yard line. Holy Cross will rotate Kielt and Gass back there at tailback.
And it's good to really have Kielt and Gass both healthy at the same time, and two guys that you can show two different looks with. Little option play that you saw Holy Cross start out with in the first drive with Gass. This time they run opposite side, near side.
Ryan Maher, nice job of downfield blocking. 2nd down and 3, and now it's the inside handoff. They go with a wide receiver, so Holy Cross mixing it up a little bit. Josh Jenkins, the return man, taking the handoff on a bit of a trap end around play, and it works very successfully.
Now the Crusaders, all kinds of, look at Jenkins coming in motion. He'll just take a little jet sweep modified there. And the Crusaders push the ball downfield and move the chain, showing all kinds of different looks here in the second possession.
Mason Olson out there, the tackle. And here it is. Brock gets his first carry of the afternoon. So the wide receivers getting into the action here for Holy Cross.
Stephen Williams makes a great play here on the near side coming up. He's the all-Ivy safety. He will come up and avoid the block on the outside by the receiver and get around Brock for a quick tackle in the backfield.
It's a loss of 2. Last year, Brock had 2 carries for 11 yards to go along with 24 receptions for 257 yards and 3 touchdowns. Randolph with time. Maher over the middle. Gets it out to the 44-yard line. It'll be 3 yards shy of a Holy Cross first down. Ryan Maher, first team All-Patriot League performer. He led the league in receptions and receiving yards last year with 69 and 797 yards. And he comes up with a big catch here.
First completion for Dom Randolph thus far. He's 1 for 3. Very poised.
Big third down conversion. They're going to roll Randolph out. Now he throws to the sideline and just throws it away as he had pressure from Bagdis coming.
Yeah, and the Crimson had blanket coverage back there on the receivers near side. Not a lot of room for Thomas Harrison to try to create. Harrison was one of the guys downfield.
Matt Simpson will be back to receive the punt from Mike Holloway. They have 2 number 2s on the roster. This one's Stephen Williams. A bit of centrifuge. Holloway's punt. Fair catch is called for. Williams makes it down at the 12-yard line. Well, as we found out this week, football coaches will go to great lengths to get any advantage they can. And if that means putting 2 or 3 guys with the same number on the roster, Harvard has 2 number 1s. They have 2 number 2s. They'll do it.
The great thing about football coaches is they are, and as we found out at the professional level and all levels, they are easily the most suspicious breed of people in professional high school, college sports, anywhere you go. And, you know, there's always games, tricks, things that get thrown out during the course of a game day week.
O is the lone man in the backfield. O'Hagan to throw on a bootleg. Underneath. Has his tight end and has a first down out to the 31-yard line. Jason Miller, the big junior, 6'3" and 250 pounds with his first reception of the season. He only had 5 catches for 54 yards a year ago, but man, is he a big target.
Yeah, and he is a weapon. A little designed roll. Get O'Hagan some time. He's got a lot of time to throw the football back there and good space for the big tight end over the middle. He's a tough man to bring down. You got to throw some bodies on him.
Harvard putting out 4 guys and 5 guys, so they got to find some space for O'Hagan over the middle, and that one was too tall. Kent Flanders had the best shot at that one. Lagasse was the intended receiver. Lagasse 6'2", might have needed to be 6'5". Might have thought he was throwing to Luff.
A lot of big receivers in this Harvard core, and you know, Flanders, if he steps up a couple of yards there, has a shot at that interception, but he's also protecting against the big play, which has hurt Holy Cross already this year against UMass.
Flanders and Obi Green both have started since their freshman year. So it is a veteran secondary group. O'Hagan on the keeper, and Casey Goff took away his pitch man that time. He had no chance. Mike Clark was the running back for Harvard, and Goff took him right away.
When you talk about taking away the cutoff, the pitch, all over it again, all over the football field is Stewart. Stewart and Grazier stepping up to make the tackle. I'll tell you, O'Hagan's going to take some hits today, but he's going to bring some on him as he runs the football.
One of the things Harvard does, they do not coddle their quarterbacks. O'Hagan under pressure, flags fly. Sadowski was there along with Walwyn.
Got to believe this is going to be a hold against Harvard. Looked like it was happening on the near side. Looked like they might have got Williams, James Williams, with a hold.
It is indeed a hold.
Jailbreak, Holy Cross in the defensive and the offensive backfield.
Holding on the offense, number 53. That penalty will be declined. Result of the play, incomplete pass, 4th down.
The hold's going to be on the outside, 53, dragging down the Holy Cross defender. The Crusaders getting all over. It looked like a little middle screen was being set up by Harvard. But the Crusaders get to O'Hagan quickly. Look at this setup for the special teams.
Now they come back inside, and the Holy Cross players will follow them back in. This one's going to be blown dead before it starts.
I don't think anybody was really set on the Harvard side.
So they may move Harvard back 5 more yards. The wind has kind of shifted now, and Harvard would be kicking with the wind.
Snap infraction on the offense. 5-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage. 4th down.
Well, as we wind down here in the first quarter, the Crusaders defense has done a nice job in limiting the field position game that the Crimson were playing early in this one. Holy Cross looks like they're going to get pretty good field position off of this punt.
Schindel stands at his own 18-yard line. And Jenkins for Holy Cross stands at his 32. It is a high kick. Fair catch is called for by Jenkins at the 28-yard line, and that is where the Holy Cross offense will take over.
39-yard punt. Pretty good punt from Schindel. But good field position for the Crusaders to start another drive as they try to punch something here. As both offenses somewhat limited. Crusaders trying to get into Harvard territory for the first time.
The Holy Cross offense took a while to get on track against UMass. Really, they had a huge second half against the Minutemen. They did have one drive early on, resulting in a Terrence Gass touchdown run. Randolph over the middle, and it is incomplete. It was intended for Maher, and now the flags fly as he was sandwiched, and it appeared that Doug Hewlett may have been grabbing a hold of Ryan Maher.
Well, the question is the ball catchable? But the Harvard defender kept Maher from making a break on the ball on the inside, and it didn't have his head turned back. It was almost like a face guarding, because he wasn't even looking back at the quarterback. He was looking directly at the receiver, and maybe impeding his attempt to catch the football. You know, Harvard will say there's no contact, and it might have been less.
On the defense, number 54, 15-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage, automatic, first down.
And you know what, they might be right. There might be very minimal contact in the defensive backfield, but it looks like he's impeding him from getting back at the football right there. Again, question if it's catchable or not, but the only guys that matter are the guys wearing the stripes on the field.
So it's a 15-yard penalty. It'll be a first down for Holy Cross. And now they will put it in play from their own 43-yard line.
Good student crowd here on homecoming.
Yeah.
The Crusaders are still packing them in here.
Maher goes in motion. The handoff is to Gass up the middle, and he finds it tough sledding. Glenn Doris was in there. Peter Ajayi was in there. And that'll do it for the first quarter. Of
15 yards for Terrence Gass, the rushing leader after one quarter for Holy Cross.
Here's Gass again, finds some room, blasts up the middle, across midfield and into Harvard territory, and that will be a Holy Cross first down.
Crusaders have run with 4 different guys. Gass has gotten the bulk. This is his 4th carry. Good block up in the interior by the Crusaders offensive line, and they were out there and they were moving some guys around. Like Chris Smith.
Yeah, Chris Smith, the 2-year starter, coming down on the double team. His dad coached him in high school. He was the coach and athletic director at St. Francis High School, Western New York. Randolph with time, and it is incomplete. It was intended for Mike Keelt, and he took one right in the ribs.
Well, Eric Schultz comes across, and he smells this play out. He's playing almost like a spy guy, watching the backs in the middle of the defense. 52, watch him. He sees the fullback kind of release, and then he drills him as soon as he gets the football. Keelt, rather.
Schultz is one of 5 all Ivy League players for Harvard returning this year.
He is not the CEO of Fallon Community Health Plan.
We will see him tomorrow.
A different Schultz.
Gass off the right side, picks up 5 yards. And now the clouds have broken, the sun is shining on Fitton Field, and with it the offense seems to have picked up a little bit of rhythm.
Kev, the sun always shines on the Crusaders. Bishop Riley's here. It has to help a little bit.
It certainly does. Well, it certainly helps with the Holy Cross women's basketball team. I think he's undefeated when sitting on the bench. Randolph will operate from the shotgun. 3rd down and 5 from the Harvard 40. Crimson coming on the blitz. Randolph hit as he throws, and it is off the fingertips of Ryan Maher.
Brad Bagdis getting right in there defensively. Big number 81, he's the guy applying the heat to the quarterback. They've moved Brad around. He's coming from the center here of the defense. Makes the hit as he throws. Would have been a spectacular catch by Maher, but he can't bring it in.
John Hopkins, the man in coverage, the junior who last year had 11 tackles, an interception, and a fumble recovery. So Holy Cross and Mike Holloway will be forced to punt. Holloway, a high kick, takes a Holy Cross bounce. It hit at about the 20, and it rolls inside the 10, and it is down at the 8-yard line.
32-yard punt from Holloway, and it probably only went about 15 yards in the air. Ball hung up in the wind, got a great Crusader bounce.
Tom Gilmore, as we mentioned, has a long history with Harvard, and it dates back to his playing days at Penn. He also coached at Dartmouth for years.
Goes back to 1982. Coach Gilmore telling us earlier this week.
He was his senior year, 1985. He was the Ivy League's Player of the Year as a defensive lineman. Ho up the middle, and Harvard gets some breathing room as Ho picks up 11 yards. That'll be good for a Crimson first down.
Now, Chang Ho having some success running the football. He's over 30 yards now and up around the 40-yard mark now with that pickup on 10 carries. Just about 4 yards a carry for Ho. Good blocking in the interior of that Harvard line.
Rodriguez makes the stop for Holy Cross. O'Hagan to throw, looking left, fires left, it is incomplete. Corey Mazza and Casey Goff got tangled up at the 30. Harvard wanted a call, the officials say no.
Well, I think Harvard gets a legitimate beef there because Goff just drilled Mazza. And you know, Casey Goff doesn't have quite the 6'4" frame that Mazza does, but he put a good lick on him.
Well, it was 3 years ago on this field that Casey Goff intercepted a Harvard pass and took it back for a touchdown and really got Holy Cross going early on in that game. Crusaders ended up losing a close one. But he has been a guy that has made big plays in big games for Holy Cross, Casey Goff. Here is Ho, upended by Michael Wright. And he will be about 1.5 yards short of a first down.
Well, Marcus Rodriguez coming on a blitz for the Crusaders, and Ho basically runs by him and uses the kind of the seam that Rodriguez came through the blitz, and picks up good yardage on second down.
Right, just a sophomore. You see a lot of sophomores on this defense for Holy Cross. Ho, straight ahead, and we'll see where they decide his forward progress was stopped. It's going to be close, and that looks like it will be a Harvard first down.
Yeah, that's going to be a first down. We are right level with that. Good vantage point. It's a first down for Harvard. This is the relentless nature of Chang Ho, the running back, just a sophomore, powering into that line and continue to drive the feet. He actually gets hit, and where he got hit, it would not have been a first down, but he continues to drive, spin, and gets himself a first down. 12 carries, 50 yards for Ho thus far.
O'Hagan to throw, looking for Van Niel, his fullback, and Van Niel gets smacked and still stays upright and stretches forward close to another Harvard first down, and that really electrifies the Crimson sideline. Van Niel is 6 foot, 240 pounds. It's like an offensive guard out there.
And it's Casey Goff who applies the lick on him, up high with the shoulder, but still some forward momentum by Van Niel after he's hit. Now Casey Goff, 6 foot, 200 pounds, is going out and throwing just about everything he's got at these guys in the crimson and white.
It is a Harvard first down. Play action, O'Hagan rolls down the middle of the field to Mazza. He's open, and Corey Mazza gets down to the 35-yard line, brought down by Casey Goff. No, Kyle Mashawi.
Well, O'Hagan, another high percentage look. Play action, designed roll, and all kinds of space for Mazza over the center of the field. He started at the far side of the field, came across on a cross across the middle. Holy Cross had guys in front and behind, but a lot of room for Mazza to work back there.
Found a nice seam in the zone. O'Hagan going for it all, has a man out there, touchdown Harvard. Matt Lagasse on the touchdown reception. That is his first career touchdown reception in a Harvard uniform, and the Crimson are in front 6-0.
Well, the Crusaders were concerned about giving up the big play, and on this drive, they give up the big play. A long touchdown pass from O'Hagan, and it was right on the money to Lagasse. I'll tell you, Harvard, with O'Hagan throwing with the wind at his back, looked very sharp.
now the point after. Patrick Long, he missed his first field goal attempt in the ball game. This is his first point after attempt. It is up and through. So 11:34 remaining here in the first half of play, and the Crimson have struck first. It's 7-0 Harvard.
Dun, dun, Carl's Diner is the best place for breakfast 7 days a week. Eggs and ham, toast and jam, orange juice, more fries.
Today's mission: make contact with Paul, Cordy, and the staff at Carl's Oxford Diner and order up yourself a decent breakfast for a change.
Carl's Oxford Diner. Ba-da!
Coming up this week on the Friday Night Football Frenzy presented by Bay State Savings Bank. Northbridge returns to LaSalle Field for another season as they host the Quabbin Panthers. The Algonquin Tomahawks go on the road as they take on the Shepherd Hill Rams. Uxbridge travels to Webster to face off against the Bartlett Indians at Memorial Field. And it's a South County showdown as Millbury travels to Southbridge. The Friday Night Football Frenzy on Charters Channel 3.
Guys, earlier in the week, Holy Cross head coach Tom Gilmore said keys to the game were to eliminate big plays, and up until that Harvard drive, Holy Cross defense had done that, but then they threw a 24-yard strike to Massa, followed by a 35-yard touchdown pass to Luff, so we'll see how the Holy Cross defense responds as the game progresses.
All right, thank you, Brianne. Here's a second look at it. O'Hagan has completed passes to 5 different players, and Lagasse the latest.
Did not have a touchdown last year. This is just his second career touchdown. He runs a great route over the center of the field and beats the defense, and just another great ball from O'Hagan, who's 9 of 14 for 131 yards. Again, high percentage passer, and he continues that role here today.
Casey Goff and Kyle Mishawe back deep to receive for Holy Cross. It is Goff at his own 3. Behind a wall, Goff is met at the 30 and gets it out to the 32-yard line, and a flag flies late. Casey Goff saying it was a face mask.
I think someone got a tug on the face mask late as Goff was on his way down. And that's where the came in from the back judge, it looked like, for the linesman here on the near side.
Goff took a pretty good pop helmet to helmet, and I think he lost his contact.
You gotta love it though. The kid throws his body around. The senior captain, 50-year guy, Goff, is such an asset to this Crusader team.
You talk about a guy leading by example.
There's 2 penalties. One's on Holy Cross for an illegal block, and then the face mask is a personal foul against Harvard.
Let's see what they're going to do. They're going to re-kick it. But Casey Goff really does. He gives everything he has on every single play. And if you're a player on that Holy Cross team, you look at him as your leader, and he's going to bring everyone's game up.
That was going to be a full conference over here with Coach Gilmore. Another look at Casey Goff. Now, Casey Goff's a dangerous return man. You almost wonder he's due to just break another one here. Goff gets some good blocks up the middle, gets that, takes this initial hit right there, pow.
Helmet on helmet there.
And continues trucking forward, and that's when Harvard gets a hand up in his face mask.
That's where you get those scrambled eggs, though. I mean, that's like a car accident there. You're running upfield and someone else is running downfield as fast as they can, and you hit helmet to helmet. Get that nice flash. See some spots for a little bit. Mike Pedoni walking away. He's the associate head coach. He is in short sleeves. It's got to be probably in the 50s today.
It is up here. It is up here. It might be warmer on the field. I don't know. But Pedoni's a tough guy.
Yeah, he is. Former offensive lineman at Boston University. Played at St. John's locally here in the Central Mass area.
The field's being cleared.
Re-kick.
They're going to re-kick it, I believe.
Re-kick.
So another chance to meet with the special teams units. We're going to have another kick.
During the return, illegal block in the back on the receiving team. Personal foul, face mask on the kicking team. Both penalties will be accepted and they will be replayed on the kickoff.
Explained to us by our official. Nicely done. Here's the touchdown pass from O'Hagan to Lagasse. Lagasse just using his speed to get beyond the defense, and that ball just delivered. Doesn't get any better than that.
No, it doesn't. You know, and everyone talks about Corey Mazza, rightfully so, because he is second all-time on the Harvard list for receiving yards and career touchdowns, following the two-time All-American Carl Morris. He's the leader in those categories. But you look at these guys, Lagasse, 6'2", 180, great hands, great speed. Matt Luff, 6'5", 220. Same for him. Alex Bro, 6'4", 190. They have so many weapons, this Harvard team, and they're so tall. The receiving core is just enormous.
Well, and you know, Tim Murphy thought he had a lot of balance and a lot of guys who could compete, and he's shown that so far with the Harvard spreading their offense around.
Mishawi's going to take it out of his own end zone. Flags go down. Mishawi's out over the 20. Now more flags go down. He's down to the 25-yard line.
Well, there's at least one illegal block against the Crusaders. That was the first flag. I didn't see what happened on the second flag, but it looks like both could come against Holy Cross. The first one was on the near side, and Alex Johnson looks like he got a block on the back on. Coach Gilmore talking to him as he comes off. So this could potentially pin Holy Cross way back in their own zone here.
And the wind is now really whipping, and it will be going into the face of the Holy Cross offense. So this makes the air game, the passing game, very tough.
We'll get the official call, but you know, Harvard said they were going to try to balance out their offense. They were a run-heavy team when you got that guy like Clifton Dawson, the all-time rusher and touchdowns leader in the Ivy League. There it is, 2 blocks in the back, or illegal blocks against the Crusaders. Right now,
during the return, illegal block in the back on the receiving team, number 33. That penalty will be declined. During the return, illegal block in the back, number 30 on the receiving team. That penalty will be accepted. Half the distance from the spot of the foul to the goal line. First down and 10, Holy Cross.
They'll accept the penalty on Darrell Brown because it was closer to the end zone. It's a spot foul, so it's where the foul occurs, and Brown is going to be on the left side of your screen, right there, right in the middle.
Yeah, and the second one occurs further downfield, so it's a good position for Harvard. Real quick though, the Crimson, 131 yards on the ground, 88 on the air, 88 yards on the ground. That is a balanced attack thus far for their offense.
Randolph from the shotgun. Mike Kielt gets the handoff, and Kielt gets out to the 10-yard line. Last year, Holy Cross held their opponents to an average of 2 yards per rushing attempt. So it's certainly not easy to gain ground on this Crimson defense on the ground. That was a pickup of 2. 2nd and 8. 2 receivers to the top of the screen for Randolph. Here is Gass underneath. And he tried to shake free from Eric Schultz, and the second team All-Ivy performer would have none of it. Good open field tackle by Schultz.
Yeah, the field just opened up for Gass, and it was one-on-one with him and Schultz. And Schultz just steps into that hole and makes a sure tackle, gets up around and holds him up, does he, to get some help from his secondary.
Schultz, they do this testing. Schultz was first on the team in vertical leap, the power clean, and the pro agility test. So he is quite an athlete at 5'11" and 220 pounds. Randolph with time, fires to the left, and it is incomplete. It was intended for Gass out of the backfield, and it would have been good enough for a Holy Cross first down.
May have thought about Derek Barker and taken his eye off the ball at the very last minute, did Gass. Because Barker was coming in to apply the hit had he made that catch.
So now, tough situation for Holloway. Williams stands at midfield for Harvard. Holloway from his own 2. It's a line drive type of kick, and Williams is stuck by Mishawi, and flags fly. A lot of laundry flying here. Mishawi applying the hit right as Williams caught the football. And normally these flags will go against the receiving team.
Penalty marker down.
Now we'll have to see how these things shake out. A lot of laundry flying here on special teams in what's been a relatively clean game on offense and defense. This one looks like it's going against the Crimson. An illegal block. And a personal foul against the Crusaders. And now Coach Gilmore wants to know what happened.
Casey Goff talking things over with the official on the field as one of the 3 captains for Holy Cross, Obi Green, Casey Goff, and Tom Randolph. Randolph elected captain as a junior.
During the return, illegal block in the back on the receiving team, number 5. The 5-yard penalty will be enforced from the end of the run. At the end of the play, during the dead ball period, there was a dead ball personal foul on the original kicking team, number 60. Unnecessary contact after the play. The 15-yard penalty will be enforced from the succeeding spot, automatic first down.
Luke Botting is the long snapper, number 60, who they say committed the personal foul for Holy Cross.
He's nowhere near the play right there. So it happened well away from the football.
Well, in every special teams play, there's always some jostling and little fights going on away from the ball. So Tom Gilmore getting his explanation. Richard Rogers down there, the defensive coordinator.
Big defensive set for Holy Cross. Harvard's got great field position at the 40. Crusaders do not want to go down 2 scores in this first half.
O'Hagan to throw. Has some time. Now he's going to tuck it and run. And he gets out to the 35-yard line and pick up of 5 yards on the play.
Well, big Brian Walwyn, 6 foot, 274, all of them. You know, he gets bottled up in the inside here, 99. Watch him spin off the offensive lineman and then continues to keep up with the speed of O'Hagan. O'Hagan gets 5 yards, but Walwyn limits that rush. Nice job by big 99 in the middle.
O'Hagan to throw quickly out to the fullback Van Neal. Van Neal has a first down. He is brought down by Mark Kelleher.
Reception for Harvard.
5 different guys have caught the football for the Crimson thus far. Van Neal, this is his 2nd reception. He's a dangerous guy on the outside.
Well, that's what happens. You get Corey Mazza, who everyone pays a ton of attention to, and rightly so. He has 3 catches today, but then you have all these other guys that, you know, if you're going to double Mazza, someone else is going to be in man coverage, or if you're in zone, someone's going to find the seam. O'Hagan's going to call for a timeout. Play clock was drifting down to 8. We're going to take a timeout on the field. It is 7-0 Harvard with 8:52 remaining here in the first half. You're watching exclusive coverage of Holy Cross football on WCTR TV3.
It's about height tonight. Who runs it the best? Who's going to smack who in the mouth? Buy-in football. What's the definition of buy-in football? We don't know. We're not playing, don't we?
The Barnyard meets the Double Win. North Middlesex battles Holy Name. It's the Central Mass Game of the Week on Channel 3.
Sandy. Hey, how's my favorite redhead? Allison. Hey, Abby. I'm dreaming about you. Tiffany. Sounds nice. Cinnamon. Hey, Charlene. I miss you. I miss you too. Missing you something terrible. Susie. Hey, gorgeous. Can I play? Oh, that's great.
Call who you want, when you want. Bring your home to life with Charter Telephone and get unlimited long distance and all the features you want, all for one low price. Call 1-877-SAVE-196 today.
Welcome back, everyone. The Holy Cross Band. Well, the sun is shining down upon the field now. Clouds have moved away. 8:52 remaining here in the first half. Harvard marching. They lead at 7-0. O'Hagan on the keeper eludes the tackle of Stewart. And a play that looked like it could go for nothing goes for 9 yards. And that is the athleticism that Liam O'Hagan brings to the table. And again, it is very reminiscent of Ryan Fitzpatrick, another Harvard quarterback who now plays in the NFL.
Again, designed quarterback run, fakes the handoff, and then tucks it right back up the middle. O'Hagan's 6th carry. Good for 52 yards on 6 carries. He's the leading rusher right now for the Crimson.
Ho on 2nd and short, bounces off the point of attack, finds the seam on the left side for the first down. Holy Cross says they have the football, and the officials are saying that Ho was down.
A lot of good contact in the center field. Sadowski's looking for his hat. Adam Sadowski lost his helmet in the middle there. A lot of popping going on in the center. Ho just runs into his own line. A big fella, Matheny, really, he's getting hold on to. He nearly grabs Ho. Doesn't have a lot of extra, but enough for a first down.
Obi Green, the senior captain from V Colony, Texas, was trying to rip that ball free. Here's Luft underneath. Luft on that quick slant. Such a big target at 6'5" and 220. First catch of the ball game for Luft.
And now 6 receivers have got the ball from O'Hagan. 6'5", Luft. He can fill out an area. And watch it, they got 2 guys kind of just looking at him, but giving him a little bit of pad. And now you're down inside that 10. The room for giving up yardage is less. You got to get right on him now. Right on the receiver.
So it's 1st and goal from the 7-yard line for Harvard. Ho gets the carry. And Ho slips a tackle and gets inside the 5 down to the 2-yard line. Brian Wallowin was down there and collapsing the point of attack.
And this is how strong Chang Ho is, because look at Wallowin. He makes another great play, shucks his block and hits him right at the line of scrimmage. Ho gets 2-3 yards after the initial contact.
Now Harvard shifting in the backfield. Full house backfield for the Crimson. Ho is your tailback. Ho gets the call again, and again, the point of attack was closed down, so he bounces it to the left side. Stewart and Green are there to welcome him.
Stewart trips him up. Obi Green flattens him, but Ho continues to move the ball forward. Again, nice job by that Crusader. Matheny, again, Wallowin in the center. They shut it down. They get a good push, but Ho doing the rest. Big 3rd down here for the Crusader defense.
3rd and goal. It's Ho again, and he is short. Blitzing in from his linebacker position, Sean Lampkin.
Yep, Lampkin, 41, coming around. Grabs Ho's around the ankles as he's trying to dive into the pile. Again, the Crusaders really don't bend at all there.
No.
4th down, a little over a yard. The Crimson look like they're going to go.
Lampkin, another one of those sophomore linebackers. He had 4 tackles against UMass 2 weeks ago.
It's bow-up time right now for the Purple.
8 seconds on the play clock.
They've been up the middle, up the middle, up the middle. Let's see if they try to go outside Harvard here.
4th and goal. Harvard's going to go for it. The option. O'Hagan on the keeper, and he gets into the end zone. It's a touchdown for Harvard. Well, that time they tried to spread the Holy Cross defense out. They weren't having any luck trying to go between the tackles.
Yeah.
So they spread him out and let O'Hagan use his athleticism.
And they run him off tackle. They open it up a little bit. You know, they had pounded the ball twice right up the middle. And that wasn't happening. So O'Hagan spreads him. He's got the ability to pitch the ball, so you still have to worry about it, but he tucks it in himself, and he's got a big frame to get into the end zone.
Long for the point after. It is up, it is good. 5:39 remaining here in the first half of play. Harvard leads it 14-0.
Hey, did you hear the news? The Palace 5K is back. We got a new name and a new course.
Follow the path of historic Blackstone Canal through the streets of Worcester.
Be a part of the inaugural Canal Diggers 5K on September 16th, right here in our Canal District.
So join us on September 16th for the Canal Diggers 5K. I don't know about these guys, but I'll be ready. Let's go.
That's all right. I don't mind. Some of us have to go back to work anyway. I could beat him with my suit on anyway.
Councilors and mayors and representatives over the years have been offended at positions I've taken. I don't really care. You know, maybe I've become more sensitive to people's feelings. But we've gotten to a point in this country today that I think is dangerous. And that means your taxes are going up. Why don't people tell you the truth? What bigger insult can you ever have in your life when someone doesn't respect you as a person? We've lost our collective minds.
It's all right.
Guys, one of the things Holy Cross wanted to do was to eliminate penalties. They were unable to do that. 2 special team penalties gave Harvard great field position leading into that O'Hagan touchdown run. So you have to expect perhaps some changes defensively will be made for the Crusaders at halftime.
All right, here's the second look at that touchdown run. O'Hagan on the option, and everyone respecting Ho, and he's just able to slip through. And all you need is a little bit of daylight when you're on the goal line.
Again, and that's a good push to the outside. Williams and company for the Harvard offensive line, getting out there and making a good push. Big touchdown by the Crimson. Crusaders need to respond here before the half. Down 2, scores.
Patrick Long kicks it away. Casey Goff at his own 2. Goff getting behind that wall, has some space. Casey Goff to the outside, and he is knocked out of bounds at the 35-yard line. 33-yard return by Casey Goff.
Derek Barker saves a touchdown for the Crimson. Goff finding that wall, finding a seam. Crusaders pick up. Mishawe just gets enough, but Barker's able to push him out of bounds, and as he's going out of bounds, Goff gets crushed.
Dom Randolph from the shotgun. 5:31 remaining in the first half. 5 wide receiver set. Empty backfield for Holy Cross. Harvard rushes 4. Randolph underneath has Brett McDermott. And McDermott out of bounds at the 47-yard line. It'll be a Holy Cross first down, first catch of the day for Brett McDermott, the fastest member of that wide receiving corps.
The Jet McDermott on the outside. Just the 5th first down for the Crusaders. Harvard's got 15. A 15-5 edge in first downs by the Crimson. Crusaders are also being outworked on the time of possession, 3-1 as well in favor of Harvard.
Underneath, McDermott on a crossing route. Caught Harvard in some zone coverage, and it's another Holy Cross first down. McDermott was 3rd on the team in receptions a year ago, and he has back-to-back catches for Holy Cross on this drive.
This is where Holy Cross has been successful. You know, unfortunately, when they get behind, they have to go to the air a lot. That's why you saw 62 attempts out of Randolph last week, but when they spread the field, Randolph has time to throw the football. He can pick defenses apart.
Crusaders will continue with that 5 receiver set in the empty backfield. Randolph to Maher. Maher trying to get to the outside, and he is knocked out of bounds at the Harvard 37. Holy Cross wanted a late hit. What Holy Cross is doing now is letting some receivers kind of clear out, and they're looking for that underneath stuff.
The ball delivered on the money into the wind to Maher from Randolph. Look at Maher. He wants to continue getting upfield. There's a hit right there at the sideline, a good hit from Harvard, because Maher didn't want to go out of bounds. He wanted to keep turning upfield.
2nd down and 4 for Holy Cross. Terrence Gass and Mike Kielt are both in the backfield for the Crusaders. Randolph going deep over the middle, intended for Brock, incomplete. Just off the fingertips of John Brock.
Well, pretty pretty tight coverage. This is a good throw, good ball from Randolph. Looks like Brock had a defender who had a hand on the back of his jersey there. He wanted some contact, didn't get it.
I think Berry got a hand on that ball too. I think Andrew Berry, the preseason All-American, got up and just got a little bit on that ball to deflect it. Otherwise, that's 6 points.
Good tight coverage from Harvard.
4 receivers set for Holy Cross now. Gass is in the backfield. Quick hitter underneath, and it's another Holy Cross first down. Ryan Maher underneath. Holy Cross is finding their space in the seams.
Well, they've had success with those little quick slants or out patterns. Real quick hitting routes being run by the receivers. Again, Dom Randolph relatively has been untouched today. Great protection up front from the purple. Crimson not really forcing Randolph off balance. That was one of their keys defensively. Randolph has been in control.
He was second in the Patriot League in completion percentage a year ago. They run the option, Randolph on the keeper. Smart move by Dom Randolph. Brad Bagdis brings him down after a pickup of 3. But Harvard was right on that. If he pitched the football, it had the potential to be disastrous.
Yeah, good smart play from the junior captain. He hangs on, and then the captain of Harvard, Brad Bagdis, the pride of Wachusett, steps up, stays with him. That's the athleticism of Bagdis, not allowing the quarterback to run by him.
Bagdis in high school led his team to Super Bowl titles, to district titles in basketball, scored over 1,000 points, had over 1,000 rebounds. Such a great athlete and a leader at Wachusett, and he has continued at Harvard. Here come the Crimson, all-out blitz. Brock, and it's incomplete, and we may get offensive interference. Andrew Berry was in coverage.
Yeah, that's what you're going to get. And
penalty marker down on the play.
Berry wasn't really turned around, so I don't know if it would have been tough for him to make the catch, but it was really a defensive play by Brock. But it's going to be offensive pass interference against the Crusaders, more than likely.
No, it is against Harvard.
No, and you know what? The thing is, Harvard, the first thing I said, Berry didn't have his head turned around. He was running directly with the receiver.
Pass interference on the defense, number 4. 15-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage, automatic, first down.
And let's see.
Well, let's see the hand checking going on before to the end of the play.
Get a look. Number 4's got the inside position. I don't know. He may have got a push in the middle. I don't know. It looked like offensive pass interference off the bat, but the official saw something else, and it's a break for the Crusaders.
The official's still conferring. Randolph's going to take this time to go over and see Chris Pinson's the offensive coordinator. Pinson's the former head coach at New Haven. He's been an offensive coordinator with 3 different colleges. He likes the wide open offense. He's got the quarterback to do it here, certainly, with Dom Randolph.
He's certainly brought some definite excitement to if you're an offensive fan. And a lot of guys are. The purists, the football coaches, it's in vogue to say, I love defense. But, the fan out there loves the offense, and you'll see a wide open offense with Holy Cross. Fan-friendly.
62 pass attempts last week for Randolph against UMass, and that's a record. And you think back to the teams they had and the quarterbacks they've had, Tom Chacho, Jeff Wiley, and the Brian Halls, and the John O'Neills. I mean, these are guys that had great careers and were so effective, and none of them threw the ball 62 times in a game.
Holy Cross truly has been fortunate to get some great quarterbacks, and that's a heck of a list that you just rattled off of guys that have handled the snaps and handled the offense for the Crusaders.
And before it's all said and done, I think Dom Randolph is going to be mentioned in the same breath as those guys.
We said it really with his first real start last year that this could be a true talent, and he has not disappointed.
St. Xavier High School in Ohio is where Randolph comes from, Amelia, Ohio. The wind is really whipping around. It's tough to judge the wind here, too, at the Horseshoe Stadium. But Holy Cross going towards the open end.
And now it looks like the wind's almost blowing towards that open end. It's whipped around. It's changed a little bit.
So now things have finally been sorted out. It'll be First and goal from Holy Cross at the 10. Randolph from the shotgun. Randolph to the end zone. Touchdown, Brett McDermott. McDermott with his first receiving touchdown of the season, and Holy Cross is on the board.
Great pass by Randolph to the outside shoulder. Only one man can get it, McDermott, and he gets it. Crusaders move the ball quickly through the air.
Easily the best drive of the half for Holy Cross. McDermott had 4 touchdown receptions a year ago. Picks up his first this season. Matt Partain on for the point after. Partain in his first duties this season as the full-time kicker puts it up and through. 3:28 remaining here in the half, and Holy Cross now trails it by 7. It's 14-7.
Does your local advertising champion your business?
When I'm looking to fill every seat in the house, I'm going to partner with people that deliver. And Worcester News Tonight and Charter Communications, they deliver. If it's happening at the DCU Center, you're going to see it on Charter's Channel 3, whether it's a conference, convention, concert, sporting event. I know that I can effectively reach hundreds of thousands of people by partnering with WCTR and Charter Communications. Local programming means local people.
To learn more about how we can boost your business's bottom line, call us today.
Now the Charter services you have are even more rewarding. Introducing Live It with Charter, the new rewards program that lets you earn great stuff. It's our thanks for being a loyal customer. Plus, it's easy to sign up and doesn't cost a thing. You'll automatically earn points with your Charter services. The more you have, the more you can get.
Rick Hansen from South Carolina won a Meade telescope from the Discovery Channel. You could be our next big winner. Become a Live It with Charter member today.
Visit liveitwithcharter.com today to start earning your rewards.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, Randolph and McDermott hooking up for 7. You mentioned it, Andy, throwing to the outside shoulder where only McDermott could catch it.
And it's a perfect ball. You know, the wind's swirling around, and Randolph puts it on that outside shoulder. McDermott comes in, makes a move inside, then quickly shifts back to the outside, makes that catch going away. Big drive by the Crusaders, 65-yard drive. Actually, a drive that had pushed them back, and they do it in just over 2 minutes. 2:03 it takes them to push down the field and score.
And there's Dom Randolph. Cut off the locks a little bit this year.
Yeah, he had those locks in preseason, so that's relatively new.
Partain will kick it off. He averaged 64.5 yards a kickoff against UMass. Clark takes it out to the 30-yard line for Harvard.
Well, a shorter kick because the wind swirling and held that ball up. You know, it could be dangerous. You know, those shorter kicks allows the defenders to get on top of your receiver pretty quickly. Good starting field position, still plenty of time left in this half for Harvard. Crusaders want to make a statement on defense here and continue to try to drive the momentum.
And Walwyn sprinting off the field, just does get off the field. O'Hagan from the shotgun. Surveys the field, fires. It is caught by Luft. He bounces off a tackle and is brought down right at the first down marker.
Now Matt Luft, second catch, 6'5", big physical guy. He can really, you know, takes a village to knock him out. And there he is, big pop over the middle, and Luft, he's just, that initial hit pushed him back from a first down.
Good pursuit to the football by Holy Cross. Tipped in the air, and it falls incomplete. Stewart on the coverage. Ryan Stewart, a former defensive MVP at Wayland High School. He was a 2-time All-DCL selection.
Stewart, nice job, perfectly timed, reaches around. I was waiting for a DCL reference, and we get it. 2:43 left first half.
Full house backfield. And forward progress is going to be very close.
I don't think he got it.
Holy Cross is saying no. But again, it comes down to the linesman and where they're going to spot this ball. Is it shy of the 40?
Very close. It's shy of the 40, but the yardage marker is not exactly on the 40. So he may have enough.
This is Gino Gordon getting the call for Harvard. And there's Matheny. Big Don Matheny has played a whale of a game up front for Holy Cross here in the first half.
Gordon, a freshman for the Crimson. It's going to be very, very close, because that yardage marker isn't quite on the 40, so this could be right at it.
Well, you're getting a great look here, and by the nose of the football.
Sadowski wants to know. He thought it went the other way.
But that is a big play with 2:37 remaining in the first half. That would have been plenty of time for Holy Cross to mount another drive with the 2-minute offense.
Yeah, now it puts pressure on the defense because Harvard now can pretty much run this clock down or have a chance to march the football.
The freshman Gordon gets the call again, straight up the middle. Holy Cross's interior defense is doing a real nice job of holding the fort in the middle of the field. Guys like Walwyn and Matheny. Doug Grazier's in there now as well.
Yeah, they've done well. Again, this Harvard offensive line, right around 290, 300 pounds average across the line. And they're athletic.
O'Hagan will go from the shotgun. Under 2 minutes to play here in the first half. With time going deep. And the flag is going to fly. It was intended for Corey Mazza. Michael Wright was out there in coverage, the sophomore, and he just didn't get his head around in time. Bumped into Mazza, and the official was right there. Or Mazza bumped into him probably.
It's been a half of big pass interference calls, hasn't it, on both sides of the ball. If this one goes, it's offensive pass interference. They've all gone for the home team so far. Where did that occur?
Well, Mazza bumped into him, but normally anytime a wide receiver bumps into a defensive back, they still throw the flag on the defensive back.
Wow.
Holy Cross will certainly take this.
Pass interference on the offense, number 83. 15-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage. Repeat, second down.
Oh, there's another look from the ground. Hey, you know, Mazza does get a push off on the defensive back at the last minute.
Here is O'Hagan to throw. Underneath, it is complete to Mazza. He's got some room to run, gets a block, and is out of bounds. Kent Flanders was the man who really got tattooed on one of those blocks as he's looking at Mazza coming across the field and never saw the Harvard player that just tuned him up.
Yeah, big time block coming on number 10. Pursuing the play in the back area there. There he gets hit. Takes out Stewart a little bit too. And they get almost all the yardage back from the penalty, and now the trainers attend to Kent Flanders. There's 10. He gets hit, a pretty good hit from Legassi right there, the receiver, up high.
Flanders is one of the veterans back there for Holy Cross, a starter since his freshman year.
Now the Holy Cross secondary got dinged up a little bit. Sean Bayotte is out for the year. A senior, guy who figured to be in the mix and certainly would have been out and about and been a big part of this game defensively thus far. They lose him for the year with a leg injury. Mishawi and Goff were both dinged up in that UMass game. They're both back in there now. But you have a veteran defensive secondary that certainly will be hurt by the loss of Bayotte, a guy who figured in the nickel situations and added a lot of depth there.
Flanders is up.
Hopefully just the wind knocked out of him there, because a good high hit.
Yep.
From Legassi.
So a minute 37 remaining here in the first half. It'll be 3rd down and 10 for Harvard. Crimson lead at 14-7. O'Hagan will go from the shotgun. Holy Cross showing blitz. Now they back off. And it's batted down by Sadowski at the line of scrimmage. Great play by Adam Sadowski, the senior, breaking that play up.
5'9" right there, Sadowski. Crusaders, as you said, back off that blitz, drop back in, but Sadowski gets his hand up at the point of contact and knocks that ball down. Big play from the Crusaders, minute 33 left. You never know with the spread offense.
Schindel will punt it away for Harvard. He stands at his own 25. Jenkins back deep for Holy Cross at his 15. It is a good boot from Schindel. Jenkins, no fair catch. He takes it, and the flag's going to go. Block in the back, and the official is standing right there. And it's going to be marked down at the 23, but it's going to be a spot foul, and it's going to bring Holy Cross back deep inside their own territory, near the shadow of their goal line.
And that'll limit the options, you would think. Just tuck the ball, run, and run out the first half. From the Crusaders, but special teams penalties have been a problem here for Holy Cross from both sides. This will be the 3rd penalty against the Crusaders. Harvard's got 5 penalties against them.
During the return, illegal block in the back on the receiving team, number 38. Half a distance from the spot of the foul to the goal line, 1st down and 10, Holy Cross.
Drew Volkman is going to be right here in front of you. He puts 45 in the back right there.
All 3 penalties for the Crusaders, I believe, are on special teams. Block in the back variety. There have been a couple that, of course, have been declined as well. So only 3 official penalties against the Crusaders. A couple that have been offset, I should say, and there was that redo on the kick earlier in the first half.
Now Dom Randolph changing the play at the line of scrimmage. 7 seconds on the play clock. Hands the ball to Kielt, and Kielt is out to the 10-yard line. Harvard does have 2 timeouts, and they will use one immediately. Harvard calls for the timeout, so they will have 1 timeout remaining. A minute 12 remaining here in the first half. There is Brad Bagdis. A big cheering section here for him. He mentioned that, normally you're looking at a couple people heading to each game, but he had 46 people.
He had 2 tickets. Each player gets 2 tickets. He had 46 ticket requests.
And that's just
ate up some. Of course, when you're the captain and you need some tickets, I think that helps.
You go to the freshmen from California and places like that and say you're
pick
not
up some tickets. There's the Bagdis contingent right there. Now, Wachusett has a game, I believe tonight, a home game in Gardner. That's been the story. I don't think they've played a home game since Bagdis left.
No.
At Wachusett, but so some of the Wachusett guys were going to come out and see the game early, but then they have to get taped up and head off to their own game tonight. But certainly the Bagdis coalition. Now Katie Bagdis, his sister, went to Holy Cross. So who does she root for? Do you root for Brad or do you root for Holy Cross?
Right.
Is blood thicker than $30,000 a year? That is the question.
I don't know. Randolph from the shotgun. McDermott goes in motion. The handoff to Kielt. Kielt's got some room to run across the 20 to the 25-yard line. It'll be a Holy Cross 1st down. Who was the Notre Dame quarterback last year? Is now with the Cleveland Browns? Brady Quinn. Remember, his sister was going out with Hawk, the linebacker for Ohio State, and of course had split allegiances, and she wore the half jersey of each one.
Yes. Well, so maybe that's happening.
I don't know.
You know, get some room to run on the outside, picks up a first down. That'll, you know, stop the clock, and we'll see what the Crusaders do if they try to open up that offense. So maybe, yeah, maybe she'll wear the split jersey.
And we get a flag.
That's gonna be against the Crusaders. I think that's their first true offensive penalty. Now, it's funny you mentioned A.J. Hawk, as the Crusaders will march back here, because Tom Kelleher, member of the
False start on the offense, number 62. 5-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage. First down.
Tom Kelleher, member of that 87 team that they're honoring here today, and the radio color commentator for Holy Cross football and with Bob Foraker. He and A.J. Hawk and the A.J. Hawk family have been are very close. In fact, he was just with the Hawks in Green Bay, Milwaukee, a couple of weeks ago. He and A.J.'s dad worked together for a time.
Here's Randolph on the keeper. Plenty of room to run for Dom Randolph. He's across midfield into Harvard territory down to the 47-yard line. And Holy Cross is going to call for a timeout. That's a smart move there, just to let your quarterback get some wind back.
Well, big gainer by Randolph. 32 yards on the pickup for Dom.
He gets great blocking as well, but he's got some good vision. And he holds on to the football well. He's a big kid too, 6'3", 211 pounds, Randolph.
He gets some room to run out there, and all of a sudden you're like, wait a second, wait, I'm a quarterback. What's going on out here?
Yeah.
What's happening? There's got to be somebody coming for me.
He had a head of steam, and you saw the head going side to side. He was looking, because those linebackers, safeties, everyone out there in a white jersey, you see the quarterback run and your eyes light up. They all want to tee up on that QB. But now, Holy Cross, they have 2 timeouts remaining, 57 seconds left in the first half, and they're playing with a short field.
And unless they go backwards in the second half, they're going to be the first team this year to put up 100 yards total rushing yards against the Crimson. 104 yards on the ground for Holy Cross here in the first half.
What helped Harvard certainly in that statistic was the sacks, because they count, again, your rushing yardage in the negative category, and they led the league in sacks a year ago in the nation, this Harvard Crimson team.
5 receivers set for the Crusaders.
Randolph juggled it a bit, hits Maher, and then Maher slipped and fell. So actually that'll be a loss of a yard on the play.
Well, Maher falls down. The Crusaders with 3 on the near side drop Maher back a little bit.
You know what, Randolph was looking to get a handle on that one and actually had to throw it without the laces.
You know, you make that throw and it's almost like a long pitch, basically. It's a forward pass, but you have 2 receivers out in front as your lead blockers as soon as you make that catch. Crusaders take a timeout. They've got 1 left. 50 seconds to play, and you know, Holy Cross offensively, you talked about it, they take a little while to get moving. They have started to get moving now. At one point in this contest, in the second quarter, Harvard had 15 first downs to just 5 by Holy Cross. That disparity, Harvard's gotten just 1 first down in this last part of the second quarter. The Crusaders now with 10 first downs, 16-10 the margin.
Randolph from the shotgun. We'll see if Holy Cross doesn't go to the hurry-up offense, too, if they do make some positive yards here. Over the middle, Randolph has him in. It is complete to Brock. It's a Holy Cross first down to the 33-yard line, and Tom Gilmore says get up at the line.
Randolph, plenty of time to throw, and here comes the hurry-up.
Randolph will go from the shotgun again. 4 wide receivers set. Terrence Gass is in the backfield with the junior signal caller. Randolph going to the sideline, and it is incomplete. It was intended for Brock, who ran a post corner route, but Derek Barker was there in coverage, and it was just a little bit too far.
Good look from the field. The ball from Randolph just on the outstretched fingers of Brock. He can't make the grab.
And that's an all-timing pass, because he threw that ball before Brock had even made his break to the outside.
And the wind is just driving directly in the face of the Crusader offense right now.
The incomplete pass stops the clock with 34 seconds remaining. Screen. Gass has some blockers out front, and it closes down. He gets down to the 23-yard line. Eric Schultz makes the tackle.
Great play by Schultz coming across, limiting the gain. It's a first down by the Crusaders, but it could have been so much more here. Well developed by Gass. Schultz comes across and makes that tackle.
Randolph with some time, tucks it under. He's got some space to run inside the 20, and he slides down at the 13-yard line with 12 seconds left. Holy Cross may use their final timeout now. They will. I believe they'll use their final timeout. You got half the offense over at the sideline. Yeah, now it's official.
Well, Randolph doesn't pick up the first down, so the clock will continue to roll as they don't move the chain, so they need to take that time out. Plenty of space, calling out his blocks. Gets a good one on Schultz there, and room to run for Casey Goff. 113 yards on the ground now for the Crusaders. Dom Randolph, the leading rusher, 3 carries, 44 yards. A late slide there by the quarterback. If you're gonna tuck and slide and give yourself up, do it early. You're gonna get hit.
You got
otherwise.
Glenn Doris, 6'2", 225, bearing down on you, and he's looking to go head hunting. So this is a great opportunity for Holy Cross, though. Here it is, 2nd down and 1, 12 seconds remaining. So really, if they throw the football and they do not get caught in bounds, realistically they have about 2 plays left. Maybe 2 plays and a kick, maybe 2 plays. Randolph will go from the shotgun. Mike Keelt is in the backfield with him. 4 wide receiver set. Randolph has time, pumps, fires underneath to Brock. Brock's got to get out of bounds. He does get out of bounds and pick up the first down. Out of bounds at the 9 with 5 seconds left, and now the kicking team will come on. Matt Partain will attempt a field goal.
Oh, that was close. That was close. Brock almost didn't get himself out of bounds.
Well, this will be the first field goal attempt for Partain. He did not attempt one last year. He did not attempt one 2 weeks ago against UMass. So a 26-yard attempt. Partain is up and good. As time expires here in the first half, Matt Partain with his first field goal of his Holy Cross career. And the Crusaders close to within 4 points, so they trail it 14-10. And they strike late in the first half, and Tom Gilmore has got to be pleased with his offense and the way they responded in the last 2 drives of the first half. They were able to get points, and Brianne Mallahan is standing by with Tom Gilmore.
Coach, give us your assessment of the first half.
Very sloppy in the first half so far. We made a lot of mistakes, a lot of penalties. I'm disappointed in that. But again, we showed a lot of resolve coming back, making it a lot closer game, 14-10 at the end. I mean, if we keep executing like this, we'll be fine. The problem is we keep shooting ourselves in the foot.
Thanks a lot, Coach. Good luck in the second half. Guys,
all right,
back to
thank you, Coach. Thank you, Brianne. Well, they got the points they were looking for at the end. They probably wanted 7. They got 3. 1 half in the books. Harvard leads it 14-10. We'll be back with more half.
Casey Goff, a big return and good field position to start the second half.
And we are underway for the second half of football. Goff to the 10, 15, bangs into a couple Harvard players and is dropped at the 18-yard line, and that is where the Holy Cross offense will take over.
Well, good job of kick coverage by the Crimson, getting down and holding Holy Cross inside the 20.
B.J. Merriweather fired up about Harvard's kickoff team and the coverage.
Dom Randolph, 10 of 18 in the first half for 85 yards. He was 2 of 8 at one point, so came on late.
Randolph from the shotgun, 3 wide receiver set. Holy Cross was effective when they spread that Harvard defense out. Here is plenty of room to run for Terrence Gass into the secondary, and Gass is out to the 35-yard line. It'll be a first down for Holy Cross. Doug Hewlett made the tackle from his free safety position.
17 yards on the first play from scrimmage. Gass, little inside handoff. Gets a good block and, real sealed off and downfield. Kielt, some guys getting downfield, making the play. Well, actually, that was like McDermott making a nice block from his receiving core position.
Randolph, quick pitch to Kielt. And Kielt bangs it over the right side. He is brought down by Glenn Doris.
Again, Sherry, a couple different looks. Run inside off the inside handoff from the shotgun, and then this time off tackle. Sweep the opposite side. Little quick pitch from Randolph. Kielt gets a pretty good explosion to the outside. Nice job by Harvard pursuing the play. Glenn Doris in on the hit.
5 wide receiver set now for Holy Cross.
Third different look on 3 different plays.
2nd and 6. Randolph has a man, has a first down. It is Thomas Harrison, and he gets out over midfield to the Harvard 48-yard line. And that is a play that worked, or a similar scheme that worked for Holy Cross at the end of the first half. The 5 wide receivers, they'd send 3 guys deep, clear it out underneath, and Harrison able to make that catch.
First time they've gotten the ball to Harrison in this game. His first catch. The leading receivers on the team.
McDermott goes in motion. Kielt gets the handoff and finds some room to run, make it Gass. He picks up 3 yards on the play.
A different look from a set that we saw earlier in the first half, where they hand the ball off to the streaking receiver coming through. This time McDermott more of a decoy flying across, and they go inside to Gass. Crusaders really wanted to establish the run against Harvard. And they do that, they can open up the passing game. They didn't want to be one-dimensional here against the Crimson defense, and they aren't thus far.
Randolph has some time, looks over the middle, and is caught by Harrison again. Harrison spins out of a tackle and gets down to the 26-yard line, and it is another Holy Cross first down. Well, the offense certainly looks like they have found their rhythm.
Yeah, Dom Randolph, again, plenty of time, pocket around him, plenty of time to throw the football, and Harrison makes this catch at the 30. He's got 3 guys around him. He gets 3 extra yards. 4 extra yards just by spinning, moving his feet, eluding some tacklers.
Well, Holy Cross had an unprecedented amount of players stay up over the summer. It was in the mid-40s. Stayed up to work out over the summer. Here is Kielt on the quick option. But you get the benefits of lifting with your own strength, coach, and working on your speed, but also for the wide receivers and for Dom Randolph, all summer long, they were able to play catch together and throw together and work on that chemistry that they seemed to develop so quickly and so well last year.
It's so important. One of the keys last year for Holy Cross was not letting up in the fourth quarter and continuing to play. They had some letdowns a couple of years back. They continue to get stronger as a team, and they mix and match some guys. Kielt in on the last play, Gass back. They're bringing receivers in and out. They've got some depth on this offense at the skill positions.
Depth and experience as well. Here comes Harvard, all out blitz. And Randolph was looking deep, and the receiver broke off the route.
Well, Harvard had to do something because they've got very little pressure on Dom Randolph, and that time they brought the house. And Randolph he takes a lick as he lets this one go. Randolph knows that he's just got to get rid of this one. Gets a pretty good lick on him as he gets rid of the ball.
And they were coming straight up the middle. So it brings up 3rd down and 6 for Holy Cross. You would assume that this is 4-down territory at the 22-yard line with the wind in their face. Harvard showing blitz, and they're coming again up the middle. Over the middle, Ryan Maher has it. Maher's into the end zone. Touchdown, Holy Cross, and the Crusaders have their first lead of the game. Well, they played with fire.
Well
that
done.
time they got burned, sending the same blitz 2 plays in a row.
Harvard wanted to keep Dom Randolph off balance. Well, they did that with that first blitz. They send the same blitz again. Randolph makes the adjustment, fires over the top of it, and Maher does the rest. That is poise under pressure, and that's part of the character of Dom Randolph.
Partain on for the point after. It is up and through. Holy Cross scores on their opening possession of the second half, and the Crusaders have their first lead of the game. It's 17-14 Holy Cross.
Honey, tell Dad what happened in school today.
I made the basketball team.
Great. When I get home tomorrow, you can show me some moves, kiddo. Hey, what's for dinner?
I'm not really sure.
Can't wait to have leftovers when I get back.
Be there even when you can't. Bring your home to life with Charter Telephone and get unlimited long distance and the features you want for one low price. Call 1-877-SAVE-196 today.
It's about height tonight. Who runs with the best? Who's going to smack who in the mouth? Buy-in football. What's the definition of buy-in football? We don't know. We're not playing, don't we?
The Barnyard meets the double wing. North Middlesex battles Holy Name. It's the Central Mass Game of the Week on Channel 3.
Well, here it is. The same blitz coming 2 plays in a row. Both inside backers coming for Harvard. And so Maher's in one-on-one coverage, and he just runs a skinny post, and Randolph has the time.
It's a touch pass. It's off his back foot. Lofts it out. Maher gets it. He gets there before the safety can come over and try to seal him off, and Maher doing the rest in one-on-one coverage. Crusaders on top for the first time. They were on top last year at Harvard right off the bat, and the Crimson came back and battled back. And remember, Holy Cross has not beaten Harvard since the year 2000. They've only beaten them twice in the last 15 years.
The last time at home was 1992.
Very fresh and very big in the seniors' mind, especially here. They want a game against this power team in Harvard.
Partain's kick is fielded by Williams. Williams to the 30. And Williams is corralled there by Justin Maher.
Well, Holy Cross marches down the field. They score on their first possession. They go 82 yards to do it, 3:43. And now your defense has to go out and make a statement here on Harvard's first possession of the second half. Harvard hasn't converted a first down since early in that second quarter. They've been stuck on 15 for a while. Flags fly. Might have been a double shift. Yeah, there's going to be movement on the Harvard side. They've been penalized now 6 times. This is the 6th penalty against the Crimson.
Dead ball foul, false start on the offense, number 96. He was in motion and reset himself inside the position of an end on the end of the line. 5-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage, still first down.
Well, nice job again describing the play by our official on the field.
So it'll be first down and 15 now. Liam O'Hagan was 13 of 20 for 171 yards and a touchdown in the first half. Ho had 58 yards rushing. O'Hagan had 53. O'Hagan rolls out, play action, fires, and it is caught. And Luft is thrown out of bounds by Mashawe at the 40-yard line. It'll be 2 yards shy of a Harvard first down.
Well, O'Hagan getting some time. He's been thrown on the run several times today. Just a designed roll again. They run a couple of receivers across the middle of the field, and they get Luft. He was the short receiver, picked up almost first down yards, 14 yards there.
Cheng Ho, the sophomore, gets his first carry of the second half, has some open field to run in, takes it down to the 40-yard line, but this one may come back. There is a flag back by the original line of scrimmage. And it will come back. It is against Harvard.
Going to be a hold against the Crimson. The call came really behind the play. Might have even been on the other side of the line. That hoe had exploded through. So a tough one against Harvard.
Holding on the offense, number 57. 10-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage. Repeat, second down.
It's the center. Now watch where the center is. He's up in the center part of the, well, obviously the center of the offense. they go off tackle. Center gets the hold right in the middle of the play, getting on Matheny. And Matheny, the big guy up the middle, Matheny and Walwyn again creating some problems. That was Walwyn up the middle. It might have been Matheny who was being held as well.
Here's Ho again. Tried to get the corner. Mishawe coming up from his cornerback position and defending the sweep pretty well. And now it'll be third down and long for Harvard.
Taking a page out of Holy Cross's book, man in motion, and they give the handoff right off the snap. I'll tell you, Cheng Ho's a guy who can do a lot of things for Harvard. Not Clifton Dawson, but he's going to be a talented halfback for this team in years to come if he keeps this up.
Here comes Holy Cross on the blitz. Stewart got in, didn't get him, and Obi Green knocks it away from the wide receiver.
Ball was in the hands of Lagasse, and Obi Green took it away at the last minute.
That's very close to being a catch and a fumble.
Let's get a look. Pressure coming right up the middle from the Crusaders. Just knocks it out, and it's an incomplete pass. Nice play by Green. Good pressure up the middle by Stewart and company from Holy Cross.
Jenkins. And that's a dangerous punt. Mishawe was down there with the gunner locked up, and the wind really took that ball and knocked it down and moved it. It came dangerously close to hitting the Holy Cross player, Mishawe, but the Crusaders will take over on offense at their own 20-yard line.
It's a 47-yard punt. 46-yard punt. If my math is correct. A lot of wind behind that punt. Good punt by Harvard as they get Holy Cross back. Crusaders started from their own 18 on their first possession of this half. They took it 82 yards for a score. They get their second possession starting at the 20.
It'll be Randolph again from the shotgun. Harrison goes in motion. Kielt gets the handoff. And Kielt gets out to the 25-yard line. You can hear the Harvard coach saying that's an illegal formation.
Holy Cross showing different looks again. Now, you know, you run that guy in motion, and I think Harvard claiming there were two guys in motion at the same time. But watch for that look again, and watch for maybe a handoff to Harrison from the slot next time.
The tight end goes in motion. Quick screen. Harrison picking his way through the defense. And he is caught from behind. Just caught from behind. He's going to be very close to a Holy Cross first down, but he was about a half step away from really having some real estate to operate in.
Ajayi making a great play, staying with the play from the defense. Came all the way across the field to stop Harrison. Third and short, quick play by the Crusaders. And it's Randolph taking it himself up the middle. It looks like first down yardage. Another look at Harrison's play. Ajayi coming all the way across to corral him. If he doesn't make it and Harrison gets his steam behind him, goes for big yardage. Holy Cross does get a first down on that QB keep sneak by Randolph.
Randolph looking over the sideline to get the play. One of the things that Randolph has a lot more leeway with this year is audibilizing at the line of scrimmage. and he has put a lot more pressure on his shoulders. They run the option, and Maher tripped up at the 35-yard line. Eric Schultz making the stop for Harvard, but Holy Cross is really getting creative offensively and giving this Crimson defense a lot of different looks.
Well, see, there's the play earlier that they went to Kielt instead of going to Harrison, who was in motion. That time they used a little option and they go to Maher. And every play being set up by the offensive coordinator, you set up a play and you show them a different look the next time.
This time Holy Cross with 2 running backs in the backfield. We have seldom seen that today. Both Kielt and Gass. Randolph going deep, and he's looking for McDermott. Too far.
Randolph's pass intended for.
Deep down the sideline, McDermott was in man-to-man coverage with Derek Barker. Barker's grandfather was a 3-sport athlete at Prairie View A&M. So he comes from athletic genes.
Yeah, this ball is uncatchable and out of bounds. Crusaders come up with a big 3rd down situation here.
Barker was a player last year as a freshman, played 2 games for Harvard, had an interception and 3 tackles. So jumped right into the mix. Big 3rd down for Holy Cross. Randolph dumps it over the middle. It is caught. 1st down Crusaders. Maher taken down at the 44-yard line. And again, those crossing routes underneath the linebackers paying dividends for the Crusaders.
And just picking apart the defense because of the protection of his offensive line. Randolph finding Maher. The Crusaders have converted 14 first downs since Harvard got their last 1st down. Harvard stuck on 15 first downs. The Crusaders now have 19. Once it was a 15-5 edge for Harvard. 14 first downs since the last Harvard 1st down.
This time it is Gass. And Gass is tracked down. Just did get back to the line of scrimmage. Nick Hasselberg, the linebacker, getting in there.
Yeah, nice job. Harvard was in the backfield there, and Hasselberg stays with the play. Crimson able to swarm the football. Crusaders not really in a no huddle. They're on the line. Randolph will go to the sidelines and get a play. Crusaders are set up and ready to go. It's kind of like a modified no huddle.
3 wide receivers to the top of the screen. 1 to the bottom. Randolph is trying to set up the screen, it looked like almost, for McDermott. And he was hammered, Randolph, after he threw the ball. Hasselberg getting in there again.
Yeah, initially Holy Cross wanted a call there. Schultz was on McDermott, but you know, Schultz and McDermott, they were locked up, but they were inside of 5 yards from that line of scrimmage. And that screen was blown up because Schultz got in there and played physical defense.
3rd down and 10 for Holy Cross. The wind is really whipping at the face of the Crusaders right now. Randolph underneath the gas, makes a man miss, and he gets forward for the 1st down. Terrence Gass made a man miss and then was able to drive forward an extra 1.5 yards and get a big 1st down for Holy Cross inside Harvard territory down to the 44.
He gets underneath the zone and he's open, and a little shimmy shake right there, and that gets him the 1st down. He does not have 1st down yards before that move.
Got a little help from Kielt there at the end too, came in and pushed the pile forward a little bit.
Holy Cross has continued. Harvard hasn't been able to lock this offense down since early in the 2nd quarter.
Holy Cross offense with some long, sustained drives now. McDermott is open. He's got it. Brett McDermott down to the 22-yard line. And Dom Randolph is really spreading the wealth.
From the field, McDermott has space on the sideline and perfectly threaded pass before Barker and Hopkins can get over. And the Jet is on the board again with another reception. He's in the book with his 4th catch.
He had 4 2 weeks ago against UMass, 4 this afternoon here against Harvard. Gass gets the handoff, makes a man miss, has a couple blockers in front of him. Terrence Gass is running with authority. He's inside the 15, down to the 14-yard line. A pickup of 7.5 yards.
And he's picking up big yardage when he runs. Now 10 carries for 62 yards on the ground. It's an average of better than 6 yards a carry. Look at him, little finesse, and then boom, takes on the tackler and bowls forward. Little power, little finesse.
Remember, Harvard has not given up a 100-yard rusher in 18 straight games. So this is stretching over 2 seasons now into the 3rd season. Randolph over the middle, touchdown! John Brock hauls it in for the score. And the Crusaders offense is in high gear. 4th touchdown pass of the day for Dom Randolph, his 3rd. 3rd touchdown pass of the afternoon for Randolph, but a player is down for Holy Cross on the far side of the field.
Looks like it might be Maher on the far sideline. Crusaders go 80 yards on their 2nd drive. 5 minutes, 4 seconds. There is an injury on the field, but still can't get a number on who that is over there. There's the touchdown to Brock, and Holy Cross spread the offense. Gass, Kielt, Brock, McDermott. The guys getting the touches there on that, and Maher getting the touches on that drive. Holy Cross moving the football, an 82-yard drive, now an 80-yard drive here in the 3rd quarter. And 2 scores are up.
They continue to work down on the field, the Holy Cross training staff and doctors. That may be Doc Leahy out there. Anthony Cerundolo, the head athletic trainer at Holy Cross.
I believe it's Ryan Maher.
If it is, Maher is the first-team All-Patriot League selection.
It is, 18.
He last year led the league in receptions and receiving yards, but he's up and he's walking under his own power, which is a good sign for Holy Cross. And he's coming off a huge game against UMass, too. He had 11 catches for 85 yards against the Minutemen. Last year, 69 grabs for 797 yards and 6 touchdowns. So a big part of this Holy Cross offense is Ryan Maher. Maybe just cramping up.
He doesn't look too bothered by it, so hopefully he'll get right back in. Of course, it's easier to get up from a little injury or a cramp after you score a touchdown, or your team scores a touchdown.
Dom Randolph with his 5th touchdown pass of the season.
For the extra point.
Partain on for the point after. It is good, and Holy Cross now extending their lead to 10. 24-14 Holy Cross.
Harv, is that you?
Did I wake you, Bill?
What are you doing here?
I'm watching Charter on Demand. I don't get this stuff at home.
You gotta get rid of that satellite.
Only 9 months until the contract ends.
Well, keep it down, huh? Martha's still sleeping.
Charter Digital Cable gives you the most on-demand programming available, plus fewer service outages due to weather.
Next time, bring some popcorn.
If we had parents, adults, read to children just 20 minutes a night, we would probably revolutionize public education.
Join me, Hank Stoltz, for Worcester, the city that reads, only on Charter's Channel 3.
Guys, a huge momentum swing for the Crusaders. They've scored 3 straight times on 3 straight possessions, 24 unanswered points. They're certainly winning the battle of time possession this quarter of ball control, due in large part to the great protection Dominic Randolph has had up front. We'll see if it can continue.
All right, Brienne, thank you very much. Randolph, as she mentioned, getting time from that offensive line, and he is in tune with his wide receivers, and Randolph will hang in there too to the last minute and take the hit. He's not afraid of that.
He has not been sacked today, neither has his counterpart, Liam O'Hagan.
Partain's kick is a short one. It is fielded by Williams, running laterally now to the 30, breaks it out over the 40, midfield still on his feet, inside Holy Cross territory. Williams takes it all the way back down inside the 35 to the 33-yard line.
Well, there's a way to get yourself a little momentum and get yourself back into things. Harvard, big-time return on the left side, and Williams showing that burst of speed. Best starting field position for the Crimson inside the Crusader 35, 33-yard line.
Traditional I formation. O'Hagan to throw with time, dumps it over the middle. Corey Maz is there inside the 15. Mishawi pushes him out of bounds at the 8 as the flag flies.
Going to be a face mask, yep. Harvard's not wasting any time trying to get themselves momentum-wise back into this contest.
We do. I wouldn't mind seeing this. Actually, no, this is a good one.
It is against Holy Cross, so this one will be a half the distance to the goal line.
The result of the play was a completed pass down to the 8-yard line. At the end of the run, incidental face mask on the defense. Half the distance from the end of the run to the goal line, first down.
Now Harvard's up on the ball. They want to get right back into it. Here's that face mask. Mazza over the middle, plenty of room to run. He's having a typical day. Over 64 yards receiving and just 4 catches though, but he hadn't had a catch in some time, since early in the second quarter.
Ho gets the call, tries the left side, and he is buried. Absolutely buried. Kelleher came up, Mark Kelleher from his linebacker position, and forced that play to go back inside. And there was some great pursuit from the purple jerseys.
7-5, Matheny coming, trailing, running that line of scrimmage, and making the initial stop after Kelleher forced the play in. Nice job from the linebacker and the interior of the Holy Cross defense.
No surprise to see Casey Goff in there as well. You look for the football and you will find number 22 around it more often than not. O'Hagan to throw, 3-step drop, fires, it is caught, touchdown. Corey Mazza on the receiving end. And so the Crimson taking advantage of that great kick return, and they cash in for 6.
And they do it in less than a minute's time. 56 seconds is all it takes for Harvard to move the football 33 yards and a touchdown and put themselves squarely back in it momentum-wise. They weren't out of it by any means, down just 10 points. Now they can get within 3.
Schindel on for the point after. Great effort from Mishawi. It is up, it is good. And Harvard now closes to within 3. So might we be seeing a little bit of a shootout now in the making between two gunslingers, Liam O'Hagan and Dominic Randolph.
Pretty easy, couple of big targets to fire to, and Mazza or Luft, nice luxury to have if you're Liam O'Hagan, who with 2 passes in this drive gets it down and gets Mazza 2 catches and a touchdown for the big man.
And it's a tough assignment for the linebacker, Mark Kelleher, to go one-on-one with Corey Massa, the second most prolific wide receiver in Harvard history. You're not matching him up against a fullback or even a tight end. And good recognition from O'Hagan to see that matchup. 4:05 remaining here in the third quarter. See if Holy Cross can answer.
Well, the Crusaders have been working the ball and moving the football, spreading out the Harvard defense. They have put together 4 successive possessions where they've put points on the board, Holy Cross, including a short possession at the end of the first half when they got a field goal out of it. So Holy Cross, and they have just a minute to really think about their last touchdown. And the offense will be back on the field, but it starts with special teams setting them up with a big play here. Special teams set up Harvard with that big return by Williams. Crusaders would like to return the favor here.
Set to return for the Crusaders.
Goff and Mishawi stand at the goal line. The wind is at the back of the Harvard kicker, Long, and he booms one. Mishawi, 9 yards deep in the end zone, will take a knee, and the Holy Cross offense will start from their own 20.
I'll tell you, Long, the sophomore, has got a good boot on him. As he gets a touchback there, he was hitting 52-yard field goals into the wind in pregame today. Sophomore again on for Schindel, who has got 30 career field goals for the Harvard Crimson and is among the all-time scoring leaders for Harvard. Looks like they're going to re-kick this. Could be our second re-kick of the game.
Offsides on the kicking team. 5-yard penalty will be assessed from the spot of the previous free kick, free kick.
Well, you talk about the leg strength of Long. They moved it back this year, so the kickoff is at the 30. Now that's deeper than it's been in college football. Now Long's going to have it from the 25, but from the 30, he's still putting it into the end zone. I know there were some college coaches, and particularly at the lower levels, at the Division II and Division III levels, that were saying moving it back, the kickoff at the 30 is going to really open things up offensively for teams in their returns. Because they said, you know, they just don't have kickers with those kind of legs that can reach the end zone from there. Harvard doesn't have that problem with Patrick Long.
Yeah, Long has got a good leg. He's got some good wind behind him as well, though. See if he can duplicate it. Obviously, a good penalty to take for the Crusaders, as they'll try to get better field position outside of the 20 here.
The wind has changed. It's died down a little bit from the first kick. This kick is, Mishawi lost it, I think, in the sun. Picks it up at the 10. Spins off a tackle, still on his feet, and he's dropped at the 15-yard line. I think he may have lost that kick in the sun, and it hit and took a room service hop.
There's a flag on the play down here on the near sideline. No, that was a yellow piece of paper. Is it a flag? Maybe the ref just lost his flag. Picked up by Holy Cross coaching staff. Holy Cross loses 5 yards when they accept that penalty, and they're backed up to the 15 now instead of the 20-yard line.
We'll see what the Crusaders and their offense have in store for the Crimson on this drive. Here's the handoff. And well defended by Berry. Again, they start the wide receiver in motion.
Well, it's Jenkins. He comes across. He ran this play earlier, picked up 9 yards in the first half on it, just gets 1 here. Coming in motion in a little kind of a jet sweep. And Berry right there to step up and make that play. Defending the run well. Just a yard for Holy Cross on first down.
First team All Ivy League selection a year ago, Andrew Berry. Randolph has to step up from the pressure. Finds McDermott. McDermott runs through an arm tackle and gets out to the 21-yard line. It'll bring up third down and a very manageable 4. And a Harvard player is down on the field.
Well, Harvard's trying to get in. They're getting a little bit better rush here in the second half on Randolph, but he's still got some time to work. McDermott takes a bit of a mask rake and holds on for a couple of yards, able to get Holy Cross, and as you said, Kevin, more of a manageable third down as the Crimson look to
That's Andrew Berry.
Work on one of the guys.
The preseason first-team All-American who looks like they're working on a cramp. Big Chris Poole got in a little bit of a lick on Berry there at the end of that play. Poole is a first-year starter. He was a 3-sport standout, actually 4-sport standout at Tabor Academy. Lacrosse, wrestling, crew, and track. Let's go. His father was on the sailing team at Dartmouth. So on land or sea, Chris Poole and his family, very comfortable.
6'6", 272. How do you play lacrosse?
I don't know.
That's a heck of an athlete.
How do you fit in one of the shells there for crew?
Definitely not the coxswain at the front shouting out instructions. That's for sure.
No, he's in the engine room there powering that boat. 5 wide receiver set, 3 to the near side, 2 to the far side. Randolph up top, and he was looking for gas, incomplete. Hopkins was on the coverage.
And he had him and just overthrew him a little bit. And for the first time in the last 4 possessions, the Crusaders will be forced on a 3 and out. There you go, looking for gas, fully extended, just overthrown. He had him. So the Harvard defense makes their first stop of the second half.
And now Holloway, the junior, on to punt. He stands at his own 7. So this is a big punt for Holloway. A high hanging kick. It's a short kick. Williams fields it and gets drilled. Williams got absolutely lit up by Mike Keel, and he held on to the football.
Good ear hole stick. Actually, that ball went flying out of bounds too, I think, after that hit happened. But right on the out of bounds line, Keel dropping an ear hole ringer on him. Yeah, see, that football goes flying loose. Williams got up right away, popped up. Good stick, good take. More good field position for Harvard here, though, on their second possession of the half. Or third possession of the half, rather.
And the officials sorting things out with the chain gang. We'll let them set themselves.
Second possession this half that Harvard's had the ball starting in Holy Cross territory from the 41 here.
Last year, Harvard averaged 27 points a game. O'Hagan may have been a busted play, and it's a great play by Kelleher, the linebacker.
Because a busted play with a guy as mobile as Liam O'Hagan can turn into yardage. That's why Kelleher makes a great play to make that open field hit. Everything gets blown up in the middle of the defense by Holy Cross. Kelleher does a nice job. Ankle tackle on O'Hagan. Might have go. That's a negative gain there. Loss of 1.
O'Hagan looking over the middle of the field. It is complete. It is incomplete. Kent Flanders delivering the blow to Mike Cook.
Oh, wow. For a minute, I thought Cook hung on to the football. That would have been amazing. What a hit by Flanders over the middle of the field. Coming on. And another big pop. Yeah, that one jars loose right away.
And you know, the old adage is if it's man coverage, you can keep running. If it's zone, you cannot run through a zone because someone's going to be waiting there for you. And that time, it was Flanders waiting for Cook. Remember, Flanders got one on one of those reverse field plays earlier, so that was payback for Flanders. Here's O'Hagan again, and that one looked like it was a busted play. Either that or it just didn't really want to sell the fake.
It's not as clean as it was in the first half with those QB draws and the fake handoff off the middle. Of course, he's working with a freshman there, Gino Gordon, not Chang Ho. You know, this week Harvard had to shift all their practices early morning because it was freshman week. The freshmen had all kinds of other activities. Don't know if that distracts the freshmen at all. Here's a 4th down situation for the Crimson.
4th down and 3 for Harvard. O'Hagan to throw, pumps, incomplete. He was looking for his tight end. Ryan Stewart was the man in coverage, and Stewart got to Jason Miller.
Well, the hitting hats have come out for the Crusaders. They were flying to the football there. It was a challenge on the purple defense. More good starting field position for the Crimson. And Holy Cross comes up, makes some good licks, and a nice play there by Stewart to make sure the big tight end doesn't come down with that first down yardage.
Broke up a pass against UMass. Stewart to go along with 9 tackles. Last year, he had 30 tackles, 3 for a loss, and broke up 2 passes.
It's a big defensive stand by Holy Cross, because this game could swing on a dime if Harvard takes that in.
And the quick pitch out to Brock. And nothing but white jerseys in front of Brock, and no gain on that play.
Really well defended by Harvard. Everybody stayed home, including John Hopkins, the defensive back on the outside. Well defended by the Crimson. Harvard's trying to make their adjustments on this Holy Cross defense. They were a little more successful last time out. Holy Cross must now readjust and show them something new.
Gas switching sides. Randolph calling out the signals, looking for something underneath, and his receiver, is it complete? It's incomplete. He was looking underneath for Brock, and Brock just got laid out by Eric Schultz. Brock was running a short crossing route underneath. You might be able to see him on the ground. Schultz just plastered him. He's right there on the ground. And then he had to look for his second receiver.
And a well-timed hit on that receiver by Ben Jenkins.
Bill Edger, the 6'3", 190-pound sophomore, was the intended receiver.
Schultz has done that a couple times now. He's taken out the underneath guy. I wonder if he's within that 5-yard buffer or not when he's doing it.
That was clearly Randolph's number 1 read, and then he had to go through his progression. 3rd down. Randolph, and a flag comes down. This may be pass interference.
I think they're going to get him this time.
If it is, it's going to be 1st down, because that would have been well shy of the 1st down. Schultz was the man in coverage.
Again,
if it's interference or if it's defensive holding.
Better pressure on the quarterback by Harvard, but the penalty's going to hurt him. The Crimson, this will be their 9th penalty in their opener. This is enough to drive a coach crazy. The mistakes you make in the opener, though. And
it'll be a 15-yard penalty and an automatic 1st down. The officials trying to work something out here. Should be, see where they're going to mark it off.
Pass interference, defense, number 52. The result of the play was a completion, but the penalty will be accepted from the spot of the foul. Automatic, 1st down.
Low snap handled well by Randolph. Bagdas coming from the near side. Now they basically give him a 1st down at the spot where the foul occurred. There's no,
but you don't get 15 yards.
There's no yardage.
You would decline you'd accept the penalty, decline the catch if it was going to go for 15 yards. Well, this is going to run out the quarter nevertheless, so we'll have some time to talk about it. You can do the same at home. 1 quarter of football left. Holy Cross leading Harvard 24-21.
My telegram? It's right here on my doorstep every morning. Call me a traditionalist, but I like my morning paper handed to me.
The Telegram and Gazette and Telegram.com. Your sources for local news, local sports, and local events. No one does local like the Telegram and Gazette.
It's my telegram. All you need, all the time.
For home delivery, call 1-800-922-8200. Ask about our special offer for new subscribers.
Given any thought to your air conditioner lately? Now would be a good time to call the professionals at Superior Oil to handle anything from small repairs to complete installations. You know Superior Oil is the name you can count on when it comes to oil delivery. But did you also know we deliver the best in heating and air conditioning, installation, and service? Our technicians are the best in the business. And with our fleet of service vans, you know you can count on us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, no matter what the weather. Anyone can sell you oil, but will they be there when you really need them? Dependable service. That's Superior Oil.
All right, we're back for the final quarter of play. Holy Cross and Harvard. It is the home opener for the Crusaders. Homecoming, the Johnny Turco Award at stake. Casey Goff won that award last year. Right now, you'd have to say Dom Randolph would be the front runner for Holy Cross. The Crusaders lead it by 3 over Harvard.
Yeah, certainly Randolph has spread the offense out. He spread the wealth. 5 different receivers have touched it. Even more guys have run the football today.
Randolph pumps, looks left, now looks right. He's going deep down the middle. He's got him in, and it is just broken up at the last minute by Stephen Williams. Great play by Williams to close on that football.
That's it. You know, the good cornerbacks, they'll get beat, but they'll find a way to close on that football when the ball's coming in, and that's exactly what Williams did, because it looked like
Justin Maher was the intended receiver.
Wide open.
Oh, man. Stephen Williams is 5'11". If he's 5'9", that may be a Holy Cross touchdown. Here is Gass. And Schultz is right there. Schultz is so active. Last year, he led the team in tackles with 83. He had 13 tackles for a loss. That was 3rd best on this Crimson squad. 3 sacks, and he forced a fumble. As a freshman against Holy Cross, Schultz had 6 tackles, a sack, and 2 tackles for a loss.
Has been all over the football field.
Third and 8. Randolph, pressure from Schultz. Rolls, now fires. And is there a flag? Maher was the intended receiver. And it appeared as though Andrew Berry climbed his back.
Well, if there ever was a time for that pass interference call, it was maybe there. Good pressure, and they bring the blitz on Dom Randolph, who makes a throw that looked like an ill-advised throw at the last minute there. Thought he was going to throw this ball away. Getting pressure by Schultz and Bagdis, and there it is.
Looked like he was riding him early, but
he was riding early.
The officials say no.
Isn't that a song?
Stephen Williams back to receive this punt. Williams, and this one is shanked off the side of the foot. And Holloway had one of those last week against UMass. Set up the Minutemen in pretty good field position near the end of the game. UMass was able to get a field goal out of it to seal that victory, 40-30. This one comes off the side of his foot as well. And Harvard will start at their own 36.
Big swing, but you feel like this one's coming down to the wire. Good game here from Fitton Field.
O'Hagan will go from under center. The reverse. Ball's on the field.
Huge loss. Huge loss.
Legacy
couldn't
never had it.
They run the reverse. Chang Ho. Little missed time on the handoff back to Legacy, who just does get on top of the football before Adam Sadowski pounces on him.
It is a huge loss of 11 on the play, and it brings up 2nd down and 21. Tom Gilmore talking things over with his linebacker, Mark Kelleher. O'Hagan, 3-step drop, hits Luft, and Luft doing the rest, gets out over the 40 to the 42-yard line. How's that for getting it back in a hurry?
17 yards in a hurry. Luft on a little slant, and he drags some bodies with him. Gets inside of the cornerback, and then drags Flanders and Green a little bit further. Or Wright a little bit further. Mike Wright had the coverage on that outside.
Chang Ho is the lone man in the backfield. O'Hagan to throw. Over the middle has Mazza. Mazza has a 1st down. Obi Green on the stop. Corey Mazza gets inside Holy Cross territory down to the 47.
Well, Holy Cross brought a little bit of a blitz, and it was picked up well by Harvard. Again, plenty of time for O'Hagan to throw the football. Mazza builds a home in the zone.
6 catches for 94 yards for Mazza. Ho has a lot of room to run. First down and more. To the 20. 15-10. Cheng Ho is going to go the distance. Ho with a 47-yard touchdown run. And Harvard has wrestled the lead back from Holy Cross. (27-24) Harvard.
Not sure how he did it. He just kept crossing up the Holy Cross defenders back there, and Ho, relentless run. He's over 100 yards now on the day.
Patrick Long on for the point after. His kick is up and it is through. 28-24 with 12:10 remaining in the ball game. Harvard has the lead back.
They moved down the field very fast there, 64 yards in a hurry for the Crimson.
So Randolph will operate from the shotgun. Has time, and it was intended for Maher underneath. Justin Maher couldn't corral it. Maher had some space too.
And he may have been thinking about where he was going before he reeled that one in, looking ahead.
Holy Cross will come right up to the line of scrimmage. Randolph calling the play out. Looking left, firing as McDermott, and McDermott tightrope rock down the sideline, and he picks up a Holy Cross first down. McDermott looked like he was going to be pushed out at the 25, but a great individual effort gets Holy Cross a first down.
Throws it off the back foot, does Randolph, and McDermott doing the rest. One-on-one with Barker, and he just takes him to the outside and gets himself a first down.
6 foot, 202-pound junior Brett McDermott has a touchdown reception here this afternoon. Randolph fires, incomplete, intended for Maher, and he had to really put some mustard on that one. Glenn Doris was back deep from his linebacker position. He was reading it, tried to come underneath to pick it off. There was a couple safeties over the top.
Yeah, this was dangerous. Almost knocked down by Doris. Then Maher almost gets leveled by Hewlett. Nearly a medicine ball thrown out there.
Second down and 10. Gass. Not a whole lot of real estate to run for Terrence Gass. Matt Curtis was one of the men closing things down for Harvard. So it'll be 3rd and 7 for the Crusaders. Holy Cross not huddling up, just going to the line of scrimmage, and Randolph calling the play up. He did a lot of film study in the offseason, Dom Randolph. Harvard is blitzing. Randolph has a man. It is caught by Thomas Harrison, and a flag goes down as well. It'll probably be a face mask against Harvard. Harrison gets it down to the 49-yard line, but they may tack on a few more at the end of this one.
Should be a 15er because Harrison almost was looking out his ear hole there after he makes that catch. It will be. What a great catch by Harrison, because he's got a defender right there. He's got to turn around, and there's a bullet coming out.
Catch. At the end of the play, personal foul, face mask on the defense, number 2. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run, automatic, first down.
Look at this bullet from Randolph. Harrison turns around, he high point, makes the catch. I know you like it when they high point the football, Kev.
I do. Well, it takes a lot of courage to do that in that situation.
In space, yeah, he didn't have a lot there.
High point it, you're thinking, what's it going to feel like when I get hit in the ribs? Instead, Williams got him up around the helmet area and gets an extra 15 yards for the face mask. Here's Gass. Bit of a draw, and Gass may lose a couple yards.
Eric Schultz blowing the play up again, 52, having a big game. Actually, that was 62 up the middle. Curtis.
Sonny McCracken also in on the play, the defensive end, who last year was third on the team in sacks with 7. He was tied with 2 other people, including Brad Bagdis.
You just assume it's 52 because Schultz has been all over the field.
2nd and 11 for Holy Cross. 5 wide receiver set, empty backfield. Harvard shows blitz. Now they back off. Randolph rolling to his right under pressure. Oh, fires. Oh, my. He tried to thread the needle there through a host of defenders. Intended for Mike Frawley.
That's one of those passes where he'll look at the film and he'll be asked nicely not to throw that one again. Wow, very fortunate for Holy Cross. This isn't picked off. Great speed rush move on the inside by Bagdis as he flushed Randolph in the pocket. Now look at this. Look at all the white jerseys around this football. Oof.
Almost a hospital pass. Frawley had 2 catches for 8 yards against UMass. Harvard coming on the blitz, again up the middle. Kielt does a nice job picking it up, and it is incomplete. Intended for McDermott, and defending on the play was Derek Parker.
Good physical, a lot of physical contact between the receiver and the defensive back, and looked like McDermott had finally established good position. Hand right in there from Barker, breaks that play up.
When you see on that replay, because of the pressure up the middle though, Randolph was not able to step into that throw. He had to throw it flat-footed, so it didn't have as much zip on the ball.
Maybe for the first time here in the last couple possessions now, Randolph has been put a little off balance by this Harvard defense.
Over the middle, and it is picked off. It is intercepted by Doris. Harvard that time only rushed 3 and really just backed up into an umbrella sort of coverage system.
Yeah, a lot of white jerseys back here. Randolph trying to do something special with the bullet. Doris jumps in front in that passing lane. Nice job. He was back there in coverage. You wonder if Randolph even saw him over in the center of the field. But it acts almost like a punt for the Crusaders. It's Harvard with their worst field position in the second half, starting at their own 23.
O'Hagan under pressure, now going to scramble, trying to get to the outside. Liam O'Hagan able to pick up 7 yards.
O'Hagan on the carry.
Harvard's defense certainly has done their job the last couple of possessions in getting Dom Randolph off balance, and that set up their offense in plays like this with O'Hagan. Nearly lost the football there as he tucked it and ran. Liam O'Hagan now over 60 yards rushing from the quarterback spot.
2nd and short, Cheng Ho, and he is going to be dropped short of the first down. He just did get back to the line of scrimmage.
I'll tell you, Matheny's playing a monster game up the middle. 75, 7-5s all over the field. Having himself a day, the big fella. 304-pound sophomore. Watch 75, watch where he is. Shucks the block, and then gets his arms around, wraps up Cheng Ho. Great play.
Good lateral movement by Matheny. If you don't double team the nose guard Matheny, he will hurt you. So 3rd and short, and this one's going to be close. It is going to be close. Let's see where they mark the forward progress. That's 2 plays in a row. That Holy Cross defense really bowing up.
Tough angle, but it looks like he might be maybe a half a football short, maybe less. Tough angle for us from our vantage point, but it looks like I'm gonna say he's short by less than half a football.
It is short. Casey Goff quickly making that call. 4th down for Harvard.
Harvard wants to go for it. It's a situation where you got to send the punt unit out at least.
If you're Holy Cross in the punting coverage team, I think you're saying watch the fake, watch the fake.
Certainly you want to maybe throw the punt safe on right here and watch for that fake, but if you're Harvard, you know, hey, it's only a half a yard, but you're up 4 and your defense has been playing very well over the last couple of possessions.
They've also been out on the field for a long time here in the second half. They're going to try to draw Holy Cross off sides. Now reset it. Schindell's punt. High hanging kick. Jenkins fields it. Both punt returners here today are absolutely fearless, which I guess you have to be back there. But no fair catch. The oncoming rush right in his face, and Jenkins fields it cleanly. And Holy Cross's offense will start from their own 28.
Yeah, no fair catch. 2 guys bearing down. Barker will end up with the tackle. 7:54 left in the ball game, and Holy Cross will have to try to reestablish something offensively. Been held down the last 2 possessions after really going on a tear in the middle part of this contest.
Four wide receivers in the ball game for Holy Cross. Randolph with time underneath to Maher. And Maher starts to his right, comes back to his left. Officials say the ball is dead on the field. They're going to mark him at the 35-yard line, so a pickup of 7 yards on 1st down.
Quick possession style passes, and that's the key for Holy Cross. Maher finding just plenty of room in the zone. Right now he's got to start getting upfield. You start forcing him east and west, and picks up 7 yards. Harvard quickly getting to the football.
7 receptions for 58 yards for Ryan Maher this afternoon. Randolph to throw, and it is picked off or trapped. It is trapped. It is trapped. He was looking for his big tight end, Ryan McGuire, down the seam. He overthrew him, and Doug Hewlett almost got himself an interception.
Tough angle to look at. Let's see. Well, the guy who had the best look at it was the back judge, and he's the one who called it incomplete. Here's another look. We don't have the right the angle to tell right there. Tough to tell. Good effort by Hewlett, though, in that secondary. That ball well overthrown.
3rd and 3 for Holy Cross. Harvard coming on the blitz. Up top and incomplete. It was intended for McDermott, and Barker with a tremendous job in coverage.
And then he got right in the face of McDermott after he made the play. The side judge gets right in his face. That's going to be a warning, because the next time it's probably going to be some yellow.
McDermott trying to go up over the top of Barker and does so, and then Barker just gets the hand up there. He was just reading McDermott's eyes, never turned around for the football.
Yeah, Barker never turns around. He makes a play on that ball as it lands.
Mike Holloway now, the punter, on for Holy Cross, and they need a big one from him. Line drive, Williams fields it at his 30, makes the first man miss, and he's bounced out of bounds. 2 Holy Cross players collide. McGuire and Keelt maybe.
Yeah, McGuire put a big lick, and then Keelt took the brunt of it. There's the stick.
Yep.
Enough to force Williams out of bounds. And here's another big possession for the Holy Cross defense. They helped turn this game around in the middle part of that second quarter, and they're going to need another type of possession here.
O'Hagan under pressure, and he is buried. Walwyn gets the sack.
First time they've gotten to O'Hagan today. You know, that defensive line has worked so hard. Walwyn and Matheny up front. Sadowski as well. You see Holy Cross bringing the rush from the linebacking core. Walwyn sees O'Hagan run right into his clutches.
Walwyn didn't have a sack last year. He had 6 tackles. He gets a sack here in game number 2 of the 2007 season. The defense for Holy Cross, Stewart in there among others, really starting to assert themselves.
Well, Harvard's going to put the ball on the ground and try to burn some of the clock off. Crusaders will enjoy that. 3rd and long here, situation for Harvard as they split a couple of receivers out now.
Casey Goff is showing blitz. And Harvard may have moved. Adam Sadowski thinks they moved.
Now that sets up a 3rd and really long situation.
Dead ball foul. False start on the offense. Number 64. 5-yard penalty from line of scrimmage. Remains 3rd down.
They haven't been too difficult. They've rattled off some big chunks of yardage when they throw out the Luft or Mazza. But now you're in a 3rd down situation. Do you take a chance and go to the air, or do you put it on the ground and get it in the hands of your defense again?
3rd down and 17 for Harvard. They hand it off. Holy Cross making the stop defensively. And now Harvard will let that clock run down a bit.
Well, that's the conservative call, but also the smart call, as the Crimson will elect to punt. Now, Crusaders will punt. Crusaders will have the luxury of having the wind at their back, so the punt will have to go into the wind. Let's see if they try to take a run at this as well, or if they set up the return. Coach Gilmore ran down the sidelines to his special teams as soon as he saw the punt team coming out for Harvard.
Schindel is averaging 41 yards a punt this afternoon. And it is blocked. Brown got a piece of it for Holy Cross. Brown got in there and got a piece of it. And the Crusaders will have excellent field position as they take over on their own 45.
Now they brought 8 guys, did the Crusaders. And there was a lot of pressure coming right up the middle. And there you see Brown, Errol Brown, getting enough. Schindel did a nice job to kick through it, though. I tell you, he's still got a punt out there in the Holy Cross territory.
You just see how strong of a leg Schindel has. So Randolph, 4:27 remaining. Holy Cross needs a touchdown. It is caught by Maher. He is sandwiched by 2 Harvard players. Pickup of 4 on the play. Clock will continue to run, 4:13 and counting. As the play being signaled in from Chris Pinson's in the sideline.
Well, those underneath passes have been a little bit harder to come by here in the 4th quarter. Harvard's taken that away a little bit.
Harvard coming on the blitz. Holy Cross picks it up. And Randolph going for it all, looking for McDermott. Kilt stopped the initial surge of the blitz.
Yeah,
But Harvard has been effective with that blitz straight up the middle. I think this one was a delayed blitz by Schultz.
They were burnt on that second Holy Cross touchdown of the half, but they've certainly done a nice job in mixing their blitzes now and trying to keep Holy Cross's offense off balance.
3rd and 6 for the Crusaders. Randolph flushed out of the pocket, fires over the middle, it is caught. Holy Cross first down to the 38-yard line goes McDermott. Randolph was pressured, rolling to his left, but continued to scan the field and found a man open in Brett McDermott.
Well, he's in the pocket. He sees Bagdis coming from the bottom of the screen, bottom of the field, and buys himself time with the rollout and makes a strong throw across the field.
That shows you the arm strength of Dom Randolph, rolling to his left, the right-handed quarterback.
Leadership from Randolph, 24-47 thus far, 256 yards through the air.
Harvard's coming, ball is loose, and Holy Cross recovers.
Wow, huge break for the Crusaders on what might have been a cross-up.
Ryan McGuire, the tight end, recovers it.
There's no way they're direct snapping it to a tight end. You wouldn't think. If it's a receiver, maybe that's something.
So it's a
Big
loss
play.
of 2, but also the clock continues to run. Randolph to Harrison, and Harrison stretching forward as Williams got him by the ankles and just held on.
Now it's 4 down territory here, but they managed to rip up 6 yards there, give themselves a better look here on 3rd down, 3rd and 6. We approach the 2-minute mark.
4 down territory for Holy Cross here. So it's really 2 plays to get 6 yards now. Randolph over the middle, incomplete, intended for Maher. And Hasselberg, the linebacker, was in coverage.
Harvard's, again, done a tremendous job in underneath coverage now. They've tightened that zone up. Randolph's finding himself backing up more. And there's not as much space for guys like Maher to find some room in the zone right now underneath. Big, this is it. This could be the game right here on 4th down.
Minute 55 remaining. 4th and 6 for Holy Cross. Randolph flushed out of the pocket, and he is sacked. First time today, Dominic Randolph sacked. Glenn Doris gets him. And the Crimson will take over on offense.
And what a time for the first sack of the game for the Harvard defense. Doris just using the bull rush speed and gets him around the ankles of Randolph. Randolph had some room to run on that side of the field. Had he eluded the grab of Doris. Big sack by the Crimson, who now can use the clock as their friend and salt this game away.
Holy Cross does have 3 timeouts. So if they hold Harvard, they will make them punt. They've got to hold them, call a timeout. They do so with Cheng Ho on 1st down. Stewart and Evan Bird in on the stop. And so Holy Cross uses their first timeout with 1:43 left.
Well, it's been a while since the Crusaders have beaten Harvard. It was one of the last times, 1995, October 14th, at the stadium. Ryan Stapp was the quarterback then, and Stapp, 14 yards on a touchdown, put Holy Cross up early in this one.
How about the old uniforms, too, the white cleats?
And it would be Stapp connecting with Brian Hopkins. Hopkins takes it in 29 yards out. First of 2 touchdowns for Hopkins on the day. Holy Cross would beat Harvard on that day in 95, 27-22.
Peter Voss, the head coach.
Then September 16th, 2000, the last time Holy Cross gets a win. It's at the stadium. Luke Sinkhorn, interception return, 20 yards for a touchdown. And then as a sophomore, Brian Hall, he ups the lead with a little magic with the feet. 55-yard run for the score. Holy Cross fans on the scene, fired up for that one. Holy Cross won that game 27-25. That's the last time the Crusaders beat Harvard.
2nd down and 8. Ho gets the carry again, trying to get to the outside, does turn the corner, is dropped inbounds by Kelleher, and Holy Cross will spend another timeout.
Now Cheng Ho has had a pretty nice opener, hasn't he, for his first time as the feature back for the Harvard Crimson.
Over 100 yards rushing today for Ho. It's going to be 3rd down and 3 for Harvard. And, well, this will be it here, because if Holy Cross can stop them here, they'll use their final timeout, and they will get the ball back. They will have to score a touchdown as they trail it by 4.
He's carried the ball 23 times for 114 yards, and Ho bounces to the outside, and when it looks like everything's shut down, he continues to move the feet and run and move and picks up yardage after being hit.
That's good pursuit, too, by the Holy Cross defense. You never want to assume that one of your teammates is going to make a tackle, and you saw Ho able to elude 2 tacklers on that last run, and Kelleher continuing to pursue makes a big stop for the Cross. If Ho gets a first down there, it's over.
Outplay of the game right here.
Goff coming on the outside. And, well, a second effort. Did he get it? Let's see. I think he's going to be short. No, he is going to be short. Ho spun off again. The point of attack, there was nothing there. He spun off to the left side and tried to spin through a couple tackles. He will be short of a first down.
Well, Brian Walwyn again in on the play. The ball was loose at the end, but the ball carrier ruled down. Ho runs into nothing there. Actually, it's Rodriguez. Marcus Rodriguez did a nice job. Ball kicked away. See, and one thing that's dangerous is with the relentless run in these situations is if you stay up, there's more of a chance that you can lose the football. That time the ground caused the fumble. It's 4th down and less than a yard. Crusaders use their final timeout. If you're Harvard, it seems like an easy decision to punt this ball and make Holy Cross go the length of the field.
There's no way, no two ways about this. You have to punt it if you're Harvard. You try to pin Holy Cross deep somewhere inside the 20, and then the Crusader offense will operate with less than a minute and a half to go and no timeouts. Holy Cross did have a bye week in between that UMass game, which I think helped them physically too, because it was such a physical game. They had some guys banged up.
I'm not so sure they're going to punt.
But also, it gave Holy Cross a chance to almost like camp again to work on some things, and I'm sure they did work extensively on the 2-minute drill, and now very late Matt Schindel runs out on the field, so Holy Cross changes personnel as well. Jenkins for Holy Cross stands at his 10. See if Holy Cross goes for the block or the return. They send 9 guys. Jenkins called for the fair catch. Looked like he called for the fair catch. He did.
That'll be a flag against the Crusaders.
So it was a shorter kick, I think, than Jenkins anticipated. Called for the fair catch, and then the ball hit the ground, and he got fired up and said, I'm going to take it and make some things happen.
Now, as soon as that ball hits the ground, and you've called the fair catch, just let her go.
That's what, see, now the Holy Cross coaching staff is saying when the ball hits the ground, all bets are off.
The Holy Cross receiver give a fair catch signal. By rule, when possessed, the ball should have been caught, and the end of the play would have been at the spot of the ball. By rule, after he gave the signal, we have a dead ball foul, delay of game on the offense. We're going to have a 5-yard penalty from the spot of the catch. First down, Holy Cross.
So they'll move it back to the 23-yard line. And Holy Cross,
78 yards, 77 yards to go here for glory, a minute 19 to play.
Harvard just going to rush 3. Underneath it goes. McDermott has a first down, so that should stop the clock momentarily while they reset the ball and the chains. Randolph getting the play from the sideline, now relaying it to his teammates. Clock begins to run again. Under a minute 10. Here comes Harvard with a blitz. Randolph going deep, and it is almost intercepted. In and out of the hands of Glenn Doris, the man who made the interception on Holy Cross's other possession.
Wow. Doris nearly, this is right in his grill, and you know what? He's sitting down in that zone. You wonder if Randolph even sees him as he tries to thread it over him. Doris pops up, and Holy Cross gets just a major break. And he doesn't come down with it.
1 minute even remaining in the ball game. Randolph with time over the middle. Doris is the man applying the stick to John Brock, who picks up another first down, and that will stop the clock with 53 seconds remaining. And again, that clock will begin to run once they reset the ball and the chains. Harvard coming on the blitz. Randolph steps up again, gets rid of the ball as he's hit. It is incomplete.
Now they were coming big there on the outside was Harvard. The Crimson sending blitz as they did 2 plays ago. Coming on the outside, and Randolph just does get rid of it before Hopkins takes him down. Blitzing that from that outside linebacker spot, Hopkins, the last couple of plays.
Harvard's coming again. They're blitzing from the linebacker position. It is caught by Marr. He turns it inside to the 40. It's another Holy Cross first down. Clock stops momentarily with 34 seconds remaining. Randolph shouts out the play. Now the clock begins to run. Holy Cross has to score a touchdown. They trail it by 4, 28-24. Randolph going for 6, has a man. Harrison, touchdown, Holy Cross! Touchdown, Holy Cross! Randolph to Harrison, 40 yards for the touchdown. And Holy Cross has the lead with 19 seconds to go.
Pandemonium on the near sideline, and in the midst of pandemonium, Tom Gilmore and the coaches pulling their guys back inside the coaching box so the Crusaders don't get a 15-yard penalty for celebration, which would push them back on the kick and give Harvard a chance to return one.
Oh, what an incredible play. 4th touchdown pass of the day for Dom Randolph. Partain on for the point after. It is good, and this crowd saluting the effort of their Holy Cross Crusaders. 31-28 Holy Cross with 19 seconds remaining.
Thomas Harrison, his offensive coordinator, shouting instructions to him before this play, and he's going for the house. And it just laid up for him in one-on-one coverage. What a throw by Randolph.
40-yard scoring strike, and Randolph put this one right on the money. Great catch by Harrison, great concentration.
4
different receivers have caught touchdown passes from Dom Randolph here today.
Look at this. You think these guys don't want it against Harvard? You think they don't know how long it's been since Holy Cross has gotten a win against this program?
Harvard does have all 3 timeouts remaining.
They've got all 3 timeouts remaining, a strong-armed quarterback, and a host of guys who can take and stretch the field.
And a kicker with a very strong leg.
A kicker who was kicking 52-yard field goals in the pre-game. So
this thing was
it's all down. Yet. It's all down to this kick for Holy Cross. It's all about kick coverage here. And Matt Partain put in a good boot on the football.
Stephen Williams and Ben Jenkins are back deep for Harvard. Partain will kick it away. good kick. It's going to be Williams. Williams trying to get to the outside. He's to the 35. Still on his feet. And out just shy of the 40-yard line.
Well, it's great field position for Harvard. 3 timeouts. Couple of they have a chance to go over the middle a couple and get themselves in field goal position.
Did take 7 seconds off the clock.
He probably should have just gotten right out of bounds and took an extra second off the clock as he tried to reverse his field here.
Right here is where he's losing 2 seconds of time.
You never know, that could be big.
O'Hagan over the middle. It is complete. Corey Mazza with the catch. And Harvard calls for a timeout down to the Holy Cross 38-yard line. 6 seconds remaining, though. So now, is there time for one more play
at the
2?
40? Probably only time for one play.
Well, that's the thing.
And the question is, do you set yourself up for a field goal or do you take a shot at the end zone? And I think the question is, I think you throw a 15-yard out pattern and try to get your kicker in position to kick a tying field goal.
It's a 57-yard kick from here. So you would think that's out of the question, into the open end.
The wind has died down a bit, but I'll tell you, I saw
it's got to be a very quick play here. 6 seconds, maybe a quick 5-yard slant look in, hit the ground, call timeout, and then set up what would be a very long field goal attempt. But the problem is you can't run anything too deep down the field because you run the risk of running out the clock.
And remember the situation with the kicker. It's a sophomore now doing the kicking. A strong-legged sophomore replacing a veteran kicker.
O'Hagan from the shotgun. He's flushed out of the pocket. This will be the final play of the game. Going for it all in the end zone. It is batted around. It is incomplete.
Wow.
Incomplete. Holy Cross has won it. The Crusaders celebrate as they defeat Harvard 31-28. The first time that Holy Cross has beaten Harvard at Fitton Field since 1992. And it wasn't over until the final play of the ball game.
Brother, that ball hung in the air forever, it looked like. And there were white jerseys on the ground. That looked like they might have been able to catch that deflection. What a game. What a finish.
Tom Gilmore. This is his first victory against Harvard as a head coach.
O'Hagan knows this play took too long to develop. He's got one shot to the end zone. Obi Green knocks it down initially. Mazza can't come up with it. Crusaders win.
All right, Breanne Mallahan down with a victorious coach. Breanne?
Coach, first of all, congratulations. Take us through that last drive.
Oh my God! I mean, I think I took 3 or 4 years off my life with that one, but our quarterback is an awesome player. We have great receivers, and we didn't play particularly well today, but boy, when it counted, they came through. Dom made an unbelievable throw, and Thomas made an unbelievable catch, and we came up big when we had to defensively, so it was just a great character kind of game. This is 2 in a row, but we came out on top this time, and it feels real good.
Coach, congratulations. Go enjoy it. Guys, back to you.
All right, well, they certainly will enjoy this one for at least tonight, and then football coaches we'll start thinking about next week. Our Superior Oil play of the game is the game winner, Dom Randolph to Thomas Harrison, 40-yard touchdown pass. That was the difference in this one with 19 seconds remaining. It gave Holy Cross a 31-28 win. And this Holy Cross team, this is a Harvard team that is loaded with weapons, 15 starters returning, 5 all-league players. Holy Cross has got to feel very good about what they did here today at Fitton Field.
Well, Tom Gilmore talked about character games. Character game, that UMass game, coming back against a nationally ranked program. You have Harvard, who's ranked top 23 or top 25, and they're 23 in the nation. So a big-time win coming back against a Harvard team. This was a 14-0 game, middle of the first half. Crimson out in top, and the Crusaders answer back offensively, take over the game in the middle.
All right, Breanne standing now down on the field with Dominic Randolph. One of the heroes for this Holy Cross squad is his 40-yard touchdown pass, the difference today as he celebrates with Casey Goff. Brianne?
Dom, congratulations. Take us through, just how are you feeling right now?
Speechless right now. It was an amazing game. Our boys stuck in. Guys up front did a great job protecting me, and all the receivers stepped up when we needed to, and it was just unbelievable.
Take us through that last drive, that touchdown pass to Tommy Harrison.
We knew Thomas Harrison could take him, and it just so happened to work out. I got enough time, and without them, we couldn't have done it, so it was great.
Tom, congratulations. Go enjoy it.
Thank you.
Guys, back to you.
All right, thank you very much. Dom Randolph, 339 yards passing, 4 touchdowns. Holy Cross defeats Harvard at home for the first time since 1992. 31-28 the final score. Our next broadcast comes your way 1 week from tonight. Holy Name and North Middlesex. For our executive producer, Sean Grady, Andy Lacombe, Brianne Mallahan, and our entire crew, I'm Kevin Shea. Thanks for watching, everyone. So long from Fitton Field on the campus of Holy Cross College, where the Crusaders have defeated the Crimson 31-28.